All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the third Toast and Coffee podcast. We're starting off with three wonderful guests and growing in size as we continue on with the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your third annual. Wait a minute. Wait. What? Oh, okay. Chat, we're having some people join in last second. We're having some last minute problems, but it looks like it's okay. Chat room, we now have four wonderful guests. That's right, chat. We're starting off scuffed bright and early. We will be having more people join us as the podcast goes, but for now, we have four wonderful guests. So, without any further ado, Twitch chat, I gotta stall while I introduce them. I gotta stall a little bit here, chat. We gotta stall, chat. We got a stall chat. Hold on. Let's check in on the Discord. Let's check in on them. They're having some technical difficulties.
I need you guys to understand.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What do we got?
I just having a quick explanation. People like, I need you guys to understand. Like, I've got an average concurrent viewer count of about 33 viewers for like the last 6 months, and I still make pretty good money as a streamer. Not to go too much into it, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, if you guys knew how much money you could make as a streamer, it would blow your mind. Once you like know
Shino, wait for the introduction. Shino. All right, hold on. Okay. Let's get the introductions out of the way. All right, let me get the music playing. Let me get the introductions ready. I'll get the OBS set up, and we'll get under our way. So, without any further ado, hold on a second here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
He did say that. He did.
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right. Introducing Chief Hong Kong, Ms. Izzy, Cleo Gray, Shino Bazu, and myself, Taller Toast. Boom! I gotta set up the OBS, but let me stop the music. Now, I gotta set up the OBS. I don't have a capture for 5 people yet, but as I set up this Scuffed podcast, introduce yourselves. We'll start with Cleo Gray in the upper left. Eventually, it'll look like Cleo Gray's getting screen captured too. So, starting in the upper left hand, Cleo Gray, we'll go with you, and then whoever wants to go next. Cleo Gray, introduce yourself. Anytime, Cleo Gray. You're muted, Cleo Gray.
I think you're muted. You're muted.
Sorry. That's my bad. So, hi everybody. I am Cleo Gray, or formerly known as Cleo Gray. I am the Cleo Burrito.
Now.
I thought you were gonna be just Miss Cleo. I was gonna be like, I knew it. Yes, you can call me Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo, I'll tell you your fortune. Let me just go grab my tarot cards.
As you can see, I still have you as Cleo Gray from the last podcast. It's a recent hot edition new name. It's an exclusive to you guys only. Well, okay, she's had it changed for a while. Anyway, go ahead.
Exclusive. It's so exclusive. Yeah, I've been on the stream team for I want to say like almost 2 years now, which is cool. Things that I like, programming and stuff. Like I do that for a living, and I stream, and I am a disgusting WoW addict.
Pathetic, filthy.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with Chief Hong Kong. By the way, Chief, I can see like your OBS window capture. Like, look at my stream. You can see like your edit points. You can see your background.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and introduce. No, you're fine. Go ahead. Introduce yourself as I fix this. We have another name change. This is Chief Hong Kong, but he's now known as
Who's Rope Joe?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? I'm still the same guy. I still play the same games. I haven't changed a thing. It's magical. Yeah. That's it.
Very good introduction. Ms. Izzy, introduce yourself. You're on the screen now.
Hi, I'm Ms. Izzy, and I play DBD. I don't play WoW, and I play DBD a lot.
Same.
Yep. Welcome to my life.
That's kind of what it feels like when people ask, like, hey, what you been up to lately? And I'm just like, I don't know, streaming and playing DVD again?
Although Man of Medan just came out, and I don't know if you've played that yet, but you would like it if you liked Until Dawn. So.
Oh shit! I've been seeing previews of that game.
I've already beat it twice. I'm excited to beat it again.
And finally, he'll be the man of just a voice until I capture his webcam. Introducing Shino Bazu. Shino, give your plug, give your intro. I got to get you on the screen though as you do this.
All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shino Bazu. I'm your gaming anime ninja. I don't know how I sound right now. I was getting ready to test my mic settings, so
it sounds better. It sounds better than it did a little bit ago.
Than before, yeah.
Okay, for sure. Good. My mic was way against the wall, and I didn't realize it because I've been doing a bunch of stuff. But Feeling great, feeling great. Let me turn on the light so you guys can see me a bit more. There you go. Feeling great. Happy to be in the stream with everyone today. As you know, my name is Shinobazu, Gaming Anime Ninja. Most notably known as right now in the DVD circuit as Shino DVD, because I've been doing a bunch of that online stuffs and all the memes on the websites with the video games and the things. But how you guys doing today? What's going on? What's going on? What's up? What's up?
Oh,
This man
I was
God
muted again.
subbed while I was trying to check my.
I
business.
know. God summon in the middle of a promo. Yo, hold on a second. Let me do the sellout. Okay, we got Mandy with the tier 3 sub. That's my sister. We got my sister with the tier 3 sub for 6 months. We got Scrooge with the 10 months. Anybody else? Any oil princes? Any tiger owners? Any rhino riders? All right. Thank you for the subs and resubs, guys. We got Shino, Ms. Izzy Wizrobe, Cleo Burrito, and myself. Soon to be joined by Merylwyn and Dahlia, to be sure. So we might have 2 more guests. So it'll be more of a concise, chill podcast. So, all right. We'll start with the general question. What's new? What's everyone been up to? I mean, we just made a joke about this, about how it's always the same answer. But, yeah, what's new, guys? Whoever wants to start, we'll go from there. What's new in your life? What's new with DBD? What's new with the stream? What's new?
All right, so I have a really big announcement that I'm sure like all of my peoples are like waiting for it that I can't give out here, but I have like a huge announcement coming soon when I finally return. I haven't been live and I've streamed one day in the last month due to taking care of family stuff.
Yeah, I've noticed that, yeah.
So, but I have a huge announcement in terms of my family stuff and things like that I'm sure the stream is going to be excited for whenever I get back. But outside of that, the other big thing for me personally is I've just been doing a lot of video editing. So if anybody here is looking for a video editor, you know, for Twitch streaming or things like that, highlights or just vlogs or anything like that, you know, hit your boy up. But that's kind of been like the big thing for me and the big focus for me is just like working. I went from not knowing, like I was a decent video editor and just didn't realize it. So I took a bunch of classes, and you ever take a class in something and realize like you know more than the teacher? That's pretty much how I
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, so I took a bunch of classes and realized like, holy shit, I'm actually like in like all the advanced stuff. Like pretty much the only thing I don't know how to do or like I needed to learn how to do is like the stuff that people like do to edit the Avengers and shit. But like everything that people do to edit your average YouTube video, like I already knew apparently. So, but I do know how to make the Avengers. So if anyone's trying to like teleport like Nightcrawler or trying to throw your shield like Captain America, I know how to do that shit now. I also know how to disintegrate people. So, you know, it's pretty good. You know, no Thanos glove needed. But basically I went from not knowing too much about video editing to like realizing I was actually really good, becoming really good at Photoshop. So I now know how to Photoshop stuff to make thumbnails, but also to make like, you know, your girlfriend skinny or to make your boyfriend's wang bigger. Any of that stuff, hit me up. I got you. You know, I got the Photoshop skills to handle that now.
Can you help my boyfriend look skinnier? I'm sick of him looking fat in them jeans, and I just need to make him look good.
Listen, he's just here to make you look cozy. Listen, it's about to be cold out. It's about to be cold out. You're gonna need it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna need it. You're gonna wish once I take it away, you're gonna wish you had it.
What about you, Cleo Burrito? What do we got? What's new outside of the new name? The very delicious new name.
Delicious.
Very delicious.
I guess like what's new with me aside from World of Warcraft is, you know, I'm kind of like taking a step back and realizing like, oh my gosh, there's so much to life that I've like not done. Like I want to learn more, I want to read more, write and paint and do all that kind of stuff. And so like I've kind of had to remove myself a little bit from the streaming scene, and you know, I don't really regret that. You know, I
sometimes you
still
just
stream
need the
regularly.
break. Sometimes
Yeah.
you need it.
What
Yeah.
I would say to Cleo, but then also anybody right now, this is something I've done. You can try it out for 2 months for free. You can literally get everything you need out of it in like a week. But like Skillshare does a bunch of like 2 months free trials. The amount of shit you can learn on Skillshare is actually like astronomical. And like it's really short videos that are all really well made. If you're interested in learning anything new or just learning a bit more about something you used to mess around with, I 100% recommend you just go.
Thank you for the
and,
host,
like, get a
guys. I
free
appreciate all the
Skillshare
hosts,
subscription.
guys.
A bunch
Thank
of
you.
YouTubers have ads for
Thank you,
them.
chat. Love you guys.
2 months free. Just try it out. I promise you it's worth it. and then just make sure you auto cancel before the subscription's over. But like, you
Or
get so much good stuff.
you got to do the 500 IQ play. Do what I do. Get a prepaid $1 Visa card from Walmart and then use that to sign up for free trials. So when it kicks into the auto renew, it's on a card you already bought $1 on, and then they can't fucking charge you anymore.
Yeah, there's actually a
That's
website
the
you
play.
can do that with called Privacy now. I actually did
Yeah,
that, but
that's
just
right.
with privacy.
They make it real easy to cancel those auto renewals, but I remember I got conned by one of those before. They fucking get you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I had that with my gym membership. Actually, that was like the only other big thing. I started going back to the gym on the first of the month, and like I went there and they told me that I owed them $225, and I'm like, why? And it was like a late fees. So I pulled up my credit card.
They
and
always be doing that shit.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all been charging me every month, so I know I've been paying you. So what late fees the fuck y'all talking?
Yeah.
It's like, where the fuck are these late fees? I'm like, I'm gonna go work out, and I ain't paying you shit. If you call the cops, we're gonna have problems. And I just went to go work out. But like, I was like, oh no, fuck all that. Anyway, sorry. I didn't
So
mean
what
to-
else? What else, Cleo Gray? What else we got? What else is new in the burrito land?
Like nothing really.
Sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of surviving right now. So good.
I feel you on that.
2 thumbs up.
Hey, at least we're alive another day. At least we're alive. We're making it. We could be
Yeah.
dead. So there's that. There's that. What about you, Chief Hong Kong? What's new outside of your memes on your screen capture there?
Yeah, I was trying to do something on the side, and clearly it wasn't working. So I was like, screw it. I'll do that later. That'll be next podcast. You guys will have more memes.
Oh shit! Future content.
Future content incoming. I always wear a good shirt. So today I'm wearing get good gym.
Oh, dude, is that where I get? Is that where I go to GG?
Yeah, man, that's where you go to GG, and at the bottom it says, "If you ain't dying, you ain't trying."
See that, chat? Don't be giving up. If you're not dying, you're not even trying. Chief Hong Kong or Wizrobe Joe says so.
It's a Dark Souls meme. Play Dark Souls.
So
I
Wizrobe,
actually
I
haven't
mean,
been to that gym, but I do have that scrub. The Get Good scrub, I do have that.
so
Nice.
Wizrobe, do you? I mean, it's up to you, but do you want to get into why you did your name change? Now we know why Cleo did because it's such a catchy name. How could you not switch to Cleo Burrito? She literally can turn into one. Look at the face. But if you want to, Wizrobe, it's up to you. But if you want to make public or at least like spread awareness of why, go for it. But if not, it's cool.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I didn't make it like a private thing. I was told by other people that there was that meme that came out with Honk being like
Oh,
integrated with that really bad thing, and like I've had this
Yeah.
name for years, and this is a meme that's only new as of this year. So I was like, all right, well, I don't want to be associated with that. I had somebody join my Discord like a while ago, and it finally clicked like why they joined because they were clearly looking to like stir shit up. And that
Oh shit.
like and then I saw that and I was like, that was weird, but then whatever. And now I'm just like, I don't want to be associated. I don't want other people to think of me like that. And I was just in the car driving with my brother, and he goes, "Well, why don't you change your name to something like because I told him I was thinking of names like Wizard Joe or something like that." And he goes, "Well, if you're trying to go Zelda themed, why not Wizrobe Joe?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's perfect. I love it. I
love the new
Wizrobes."
name.
I
It's
love
such
it
a,
too.
it flows so fucking well. Like Wizrobe Joe. Like just typing it's natural. I like it.
Yeah, typing it, saying it, hearing all that, it just feels nice. So like I stuck with it. I just did the change, and then I also got to change a bunch of new emotes, which I love. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah, I've noticed you went with like a full theme now, like your Discord picture and your Steam picture and your, it all like your emotes. It all kind of ties together. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Izzy, what about you? I mean, we kind of joked about it. It's like not much, just playing a lot of DBD. But what about you? What do we got that's new?
Honestly, the only new thing has been Man of Medan, I guess. Takes about 5 hours to beat. I beat it twice already. It's just a really fun game. I would definitely recommend it to anybody that's looking for something new. And it's from the people that made Until Dawn, so I know you would like it.
I was gonna say, is that the game I saw advertised that looks just like Until Dawn? Like, there's a game I've been seeing advertised, and it looks like it's a quick time event game, and it has
Yep.
similar graphics.
Except
Yeah.
this one can also be multiplayer, so you can play co-op online or 5-person couch co-op as well. So like each person decides on who they want to play as in the story, and you just like control all of their decisions. It's kind of cool.
I didn't know about the 5-person couch co-op. I did know it was co-op online, but I didn't know about the 5-person couch co-op. That's pretty cool.
Oh
though.
yeah. Oh yeah. 5-person couch co-op. I've already planned it when I'm doing it and everything. I'm so excited.
Yo, I feel like I should just fly Toast and Boba out to Vegas. We could do this. We could be like Team Method, right? Like team Diner. Just fly everyone out to Vegas. We'll go to the esports center. You know what I'm saying? Perfect memes. Perfect memes.
Yeah, we'll plan all this important professional business career pursuing shit, and then we'll just end up drinking and having a great time and not doing any of it.
Isn't that how it always turns out, though?
Yeah. And finally, as you can see, I just shoved her in here in the lower right-hand corner, introducing Merowyn. Yo, Merowyn, what's new with you? You came in just in time for the intros. What's new with you? What do we got? What's good?
Pretty much the same with me.
That seems to be all of our answer, pretty much.
Oh, hey, by the way, should the game be just chatting or podcasts and talk shows?
Just chatting. That's the meta. Just chatting's the meta. Because, I mean, I could totally go in the podcast and blah, 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 but then, like, not nearly as many people would click on it. So, no. But, no, seriously, a lot of people put podcasts in the just... Pretty much a lot of people, if it involves just talking, they just put it in just chatting. It doesn't matter if it's accurate or not.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, now we got the whole gang here. Pretty much the only addition will be Dahlia later. So, well, you know, we got to start with Dead by Daylight, and who knows how long we'll stick on this subject, but lots of shit on the horizon incoming. The PTB's out, dedicated servers are being tested, Stranger Things, content-relevant DLC, auto-re-queue Survive with Friends, a blood web to help eliminate the grind of maxing out characters. Oh my goodness, there's so much coming out. What are we feeling about the new content? How are we feeling about DBD right now?
Let's talk about those butthole portals.
Bro.
Yes.
Bro.
Have you seen the Demogorgon like birth out of the butthole yet? It is actually disturbing.
Yeah. It looks like it's taking a giant shit.
Yep.
I've spent my entire time on the PTP being that guy not playing the Demogorgon. I played like 3 games of them for a video, and I just started playing Insta Saw Billy with party streamers just to piss people off. And I was like, why? He's like, why are you not playing the new killer? And I was like, because the first 2 people gen rushed me and told me that that's what they're supposed to do. So I'm just getting blood points till I have ruin on my Demogorgon.
Easy.
Yeah.
Well, it reminds me of when the PTB just came out a couple days ago. Someone in my chat was like, "You're not going to use purple flashlights and Haydenfield offerings all day, are you?" And I'm like, "Not for the first hour, but." Who the fuck do you think I am? I'm taller, Toast. Of course I'm using purple flashlights in the PTB. You're fucking crazy. But, dude, like, people got to understand, when you sign up for the PTB, you're signing up for a war. Like, people are using Moris. They don't give a fuck what you think about it.
It's anarchy. I feel like Willem Dafoe from like what is it? Was it 51st or not 51st Dates? Boondock Saints? What did I say? 51st Dates? Boondock Saints.
Still a good movie though. Hey, 51st Dates is still a great movie.
But Willem Dafoe, like when Boondock Saints, he's like, you go into the PTB and it's like, there was a firefight. like Maury's going back and forth, 6 blink nurses. Like, I didn't even know you could do that anymore now. But oh man. Speaking of PTB though, chat was right. What about that Kate outfit though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, back-to-back bangers, because in my opinion, the Neo one isn't sexy or anything, but it's just cool. I like the backpack with the skating board. I think it's cool. It's skating board. The skateboards. I love the skating board. But like, and then they drop this Kate outfit.
What's
And
up,
it's like, hello, fellow kids. Hello, fellow cool kids. I too am a cool kid.
Careful. Your
like,
clothing is showing.
Fucking Taller Talding's in chat. That fucking emote's way too good.
It
Taller.
is so good.
If you guys haven't seen it yet in chat, Taller Talding's an emote now. By the way, I'm farming right now. Taller Talding's an emote. Have you not seen it, Shino? Yo, look at it.
My man looks like Tyler One.
I know. Hold on. Look at my stream really quick. Tyler. Hold on, look at my stream really quick because that's where my cam is. Tyler One goes, you know what I said to that guy? He called me short, and I said, wait a minute. I said, now listen here, buddy. No. I'm not short and I'm not balding. So what about you? What about you, Marilyn? Now, you're of all of us, you play DBD the least. So what's your feelings on the new Stranger Things? Some relevant content coming out.
So I'm excited because I'm obsessed with Stranger Things, first of all.
Oh,
and
are you a big fan?
I am. I love that show. It's so good. Second, because it'll bring some new people in, so it'll be nice to have some new blood. So
Oh, new people, bruh. The trailer for Stranger Things was #1 on YouTube general for trending for like
Yeah.
3 days.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it's
huge.
gonna bring so many new people.
And
like,
Pug said it really well too. Angry Pug. He goes, "You can usually tell a killer's hype by how many people play him in the PTB and for how long." He goes, we played the PTB for 2 solid days and there wasn't a single non-Demogorgon killer. I mean, like, the hype is there for real.
it's gonna be good. I'm excited.
I mean, he's pretty powerful. Like, he's not overpowered, but he's decently powerful. So I think a lot of people are gonna play.
Dude, if you see him with that add-on where his lunge can break the pallet, holy shit. It's so
That's what I was
scary.
using.
It's so scary. It's so scary.
And the
So-
the window vault too. Holy shit.
Oh, that is
Oh, the way he
nerving.
drips through the window. Yeah, dude.
I've actually never like seen. So I've done nothing but play him. So I haven't actually seen what he looks like to play against. I need to
Oh,
do that.
Dude,
you,
the
like,
window
drip
vault's
through
unsettling. I know it sounds goofy, but the window vault of all things, the way he pours through, it's gross.
That is weird. That sounds weird because I've vaulted windows, but I'm like, I just kind of like look normal. Like, what's up, guys? Like, I look at you, just kind of like hopped over, like, hey. Like, so. Also, by the way, upcoming with DVD. I know this is like along with the Stranger Things stuff, but we're less than a week away from the Switch release. By the way, so. That's
Oh my God, let's save that topic because I have a feeling we're all gonna want to.
I like
so,
actually just got my
Switch
Switch out of the other room. Like, I'm like,
my
so
favorite
excited.
thing is anytime you mention DBD on Switch, take a look at any of our face cams. Our eyes kind of light up like, oh, we're gonna bully.
No.
No.
They
Yeah.
are gearing up
no.
for them hair flips. Oh my God.
It's all right. I don't have a Switch,
I don't-
so.
I don't have any hair to flip
Never a
anymore.
better time to get one. I saw Angry Pug like installing it on PlayStation. I'm like, dog, just get a Switch, dude. You'll be new with everybody.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh man, it's free. Dude, no, it's free. Dude, I remember playing when it was free on the PS4. So even though I was going to buy it, it was free on PSN, so I snagged DBD. And this was like a year into the game being out on console. Oh my God, you literally, if I had a controller handy, I can show it on the screen. But you literally, to do 360s, you hold up to run, and then you hold right or left on the other analog stick. Congratulations, you just did big spins.
Yo, I
And
got like
because-
don't give out my montage secrets, all right? I got like 3 PlayStation.
Well, and the way it
Use
works
that
is
petty. Oh,
because the killer plays at like 20 FPS, it's hard for them to react in time. So 360s actually are a countermeasure on console. It's ridiculous.
man. Oof. It sucks when you get the one killer who knows like how to deal with 360s on console. though.
Oh yeah,
'Cause you do that
it's always a
little
trapper.
slow-ass 360. Yeah, it's always a trapper.
It's
dude.
always a trapper.
He just looks at you like you're stupid the whole time. It's like, so we done? You get now? You
There
got
was a
that
trapper.
360?
It was on PS4. I was ranked 16. I went to 360 him. He just shook his head, downed me, and face camped me, and he just.
I ain't even mad.
It was
like 360 with your chest.
I wasn't even mad. I was like, he was basically saying, "Say it with your chest next time, little man."
Oh man. I don't know why it's always trappers. I feel like they just know. They're just like, listen.
All right, so as I go get coffee, so we had Shino who played as the Demogorgon. I played against the Demogorgon primarily, and some of you guys were either watching the stream or you played it yourselves. Let me go get coffee, but how we feeling about the Demogorgon and the PTB? How we feeling overall about the DLC and what it brings, the strength of the Demogorgon? Whoever wants to start, go for it. I got to go get coffee.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys used him. I don't think he's strong. He's got like the weirdest kit that I've seen because so many things. It's one of those things. It's almost like I want to say like old school Freddy or almost like it's like he has his kit does so many things, but it's just like it's a bunch of half measures of other killers, right? Like the porting is basically just Hag, but like Hags is better, right? But then the leap is kind of like Pig, but really Pigs is kind of better. And then like the sensing thing is kind of like Doctor, but Doctor's is better. So I'm like, it's just
I kind of like the portals though, because like you can know when they're near the portals, and like they have to actually actively break them. So you have time to get there and get them before they even know that you're coming. Like it has its benefits too.
Oh yeah. Like I think the thing I felt like was probably the most useful was being able to sense people when they're doing stuff. And then even if like say you're not sensing them when they're doing stuff, if they decide to destroy the portal, then you know exactly where they are, even though it takes a little while to get over there.
Well, I mean, you could just teleport right to it if you have a portal right beside you.
Sure. I think like a lot of people are feeling like his dash add-ons are really good. Like he's got some like really good red add-ons, like the one that lets you break pallets. But I think the actual best add-on is the ones that give like just stacking add-ons that give you more portals. Because I think that's probably like the weakness of them is not having enough of them. So and then also you can't, unlike other killers, you can't make more. So people have to destroy them in order for you to be able to make new ones, which is like another thing I think they kind of like doesn't say weakens them, but like you have to play smart with your portals. You can't just like be like Hag where you just put your traps wherever the fuck you feel like it and shit.
Yeah, no, with him you definitely have to play smart. Like you have to place them where you know you're gonna want them for a long period of time. Otherwise they're gonna be
Sorry, I just got back. I heard how unsafe the pallets were on the new map, and it got me running back to make sure everyone's okay.
Playing killer on the new map is actually terrible. Like they could run you for 10 minutes just dropping pallets the entire time.
Really? I'm hearing the opposite. I'm hearing the problem with the new map is all the pallets are mega unsafe. Like there are a lot of them, but like they're very easily mind gameable is the problem.
For me, I guess when I played them, they just kept dropping and running.
There, then yeah, I could mind game you. But the fact that like you're gonna throw the pallet and just immediately go to the next one.
Exactly. Yeah, they just go to the next one.
Like there are rooms with like there's so many rooms of double. I played Insta Saw Hillbilly all weekend and got pissed off. Right. I don't stop at pallets. It's just like they're just like, oh, this one, this. I have Spirit Fury. I literally have everything you need to get rid of pallets, and I still didn't want to be there. I was like, I swear to God. I'm not playing party streamers. I started putting map offerings. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not going back to the place. You can't take me back to the lab. Like, Hillbilly in a straight coat and shit. Like, no.
I'll tell you the funnest thing ever is I did it during the PTB. It's on stream. Someone clipped it. But that on the new map, that little room where the actual like alien portal is, you know the room I'm talking about that has like the dead scientist. It's all green. There's the portal on the wall or whatever. Yeah. If you go on top of that glass building and the Demogorgon goes to lunge at you or any killer, especially killers like with the chainsaw, and you just dead hard. The Demogorgon went to lunge at me and I dead harded and he went fucking flying over the building. And dude, it was so good. Like I can see some fun juke spots on that map. My problem is the pallets. Once killers realize how unsafe the pallets are, they're never going to break them. You don't need to on that map. You literally just, like you guys complaining about the survivors dropping it and running, all you do is just follow them. Don't ever break pallets because survivors are going to run to them to use them later and they're all going to be unsafe. They're free hits. That's the problem with the new map, at least right now. That's what it seems like, but I haven't played on it that much.
I had a feeling this was the spot you were talking about. I actually had someone try to do that to me when I was playing with Hillbilly. Like I just had a feeling, you know, like when you played this game so much, it's like, I'm not gonna chainsaw. Like I started to rev and I just stopped and I was like, nah. There's a Meg with a mask too. The Death Guarded mask, she just looked at me and DC'd afterwards. I'm like, yeah, nah, you're not getting me. I'm not going in your montage.
Damn.
Dude, I hate it whenever you're against I hate it when you're against a fucking killer and you know they're like you're playing terribly and you just know you're gonna end up on a montage. You're like, ah, damn it, I'm going in this dude's YouTube, bro.
Yep.
Mom, clip it.
Now it's not as dude. In 2017, I would be even more worried. Now, dude, no one makes montage. When was the last time you saw someone go, "Yo, check out my new montage, dog"? I'm juking killers, bro. 2019, like nobody cares. But back in the day, boy, oh man, you had to have a spin juke montage, a locker juke montage.
Now it's just head on, nothing but head on.
Yeah, it's nothing but head on memes.
Video. I made them DC with head on, but like, oh my goodness, apply it directly to your forehead, dude. Like,
well, look at it this way: Stranger Things is going to bring in like new blood, as I
True.
believe Marilyn said. So we're going to have a bunch of people that don't know like the history of DBD or the culture associated with it. So you're going to see like a bunch of dudes like on the Switch, like, hey, you guys want to check out my new montage video?
Oh, true. With the young bloods coming in. I didn't even think about that. Well, and you're also going to see a resurgence in the complaints that have already. You're going to basically see the DBD timeline quickly replay itself. And what I mean by that is you saw this with console. So when DBD first went to console, you had people bitching about infinites and palette looping. And it's like, oh, it's cute because they're going through what we already been through for years. So with the Switch release, you're going to see a new complaint about sprint burst and another complaint about adrenaline. So I'm waiting for the complaints personally because you're going to see a lot of old complaints return because of the newbies.
So one thing I didn't actually know about was some of these add-ons that the Demogorgon has. Some of them are pretty interesting, like survivors.
What do we got?
Like there's the brass case lighter, right? Survivors under the effect of the portal suffer from blindness. Once out of contact from the portal, the effect persists for 45 seconds.
Yeah.
That seems a little nice.
That
Oh,
one threw me
wow.
off. When I
No,
first had that
blindness-
one, I was like, what the fuck happened? to me?
Blindness isn't what you think it is, though. It's not like you
It's
literally
aura
can't.
reading. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
aura
yeah,
reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
That
too
one-
terrible.
I
There's
mean,
the one that that gives them undetectable for a little extra time once they emerge from a portal. So like if somebody's cleansing a portal and you see that and you put another portal down in a sneakier place, you can just teleport over there and then hey, they don't know you're there. You're about to blap them, you know.
I like
Well,
walked
and
up
that's
on
what
someone while they were cleansing my portal. Like I like came out and I just kind of like saw them and I was like, "So you just gonna keep going? But don't stop now!" Like I was just like, "Don't stop! Now. Let's stop."
That's what I'm personally curious about is this new status effect. The what is it? The
Oblivious and
Oblivious, yeah.
undetectable. Oblivious.
I
And
know,
undetectable.
okay.
Undetectable too.
As of right now, the Demogorgon and Freddy are the only two killers it's applied to, but it's going to be interesting to see, like, and this is why, okay, so it was funny because people immediately, when the Demogorgon was released, it's, oh, he's weak, he's an M1 killer, he's loopable. But now I'm seeing on Reddit, there's like, it's like Freddy all over again. I'm seeing on Reddit people saying he's too strong, which the Demogorgon's definitely not OP. And it's like, I'm seeing, so it's like, I'm curious, because like this is what I've been saying during the PTB is let people figure out the new shit and get good with it. I'm curious to see where these new status effects take us, because it literally hides their stain, it hides their heartbeat, they can mind game you with a fake teleport with it. I'm curious to see where this can lead us with like mind games and stuff.
I don't
These
even.
knee-jerk reaction Andes. Sorry, go
And
ahead.
this,
Oh,
honestly,
yeah,
it
for
might even
sure.
just be because, like, obviously, when you go to a PTB, it's like gen pops. So you're getting like people from all different ranks. But like, I feel like the hardest thing, the most effective thing I think I've seen recently isn't even just dealing with the Demogorgon, but it's having like all the perk changes. Like the build I'm running is basically like you don't get to do gens. So I just got really triggered by people gen rushing me. I don't know why. I'm normally really cool about it, but just the way one guy put it one game, where I'm just like, all right, y'all are never working on a gen in my game again. But like I've been running like the new Dying Light with the Demogorgon Surge, with Pop Goes the Weasel, with Ruin. So like every time I down someone, all the gens around me get kicked. If I get to a gen, like I just portal over to a gen that you're working on and kick it with Pop Goes the Weasel. There's Ruin the entire time. And it's just like, I feel like he's been really hard for, at least the people seem like they have a hard time dealing with me just because they can't get a generator done. Like they're trying really hard to finish a generator, but it's just like there's just so many things that stop gens from starting these days, especially with like corrupt intervention. I'm more concerned about like what the game's gonna look like in general once like everybody starts using all of these perks in tandem, where like every time you down someone, like a generator gets regressed is actually a little much. And it's basically like almost like a Pop Goes the Weasel plus like other stuff, you know what I mean?
Does the Pop Goes the Weasel like actually stack onto it so every single gen you kicked gets like the regression penalty?
Well, no, but it has a regression bonus on its own of I think like 15% or like 15 or like.
So the way the
20%.
perk works is if you slug someone with your M1, as soon as they get slugged, it's in an area of effect around them. And then Pop Goes the Weasel is just kicking the next gen after a hook. So they're kind of independent, but they work well together.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's
but,
like I
like-
down you, that gen gets the gens around you get down, like get kicked, and then I'm gonna hook you. And if I'm running barbecue, I'm just gonna go straight to the next gen and Pop Goes the Weasel that one.
Well, that's what I mean. What if you just like down the person that was right beside it instead? Would Pop Goes the Weasel still take effect or not?
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's its own perk. Oh,
Yeah,
no, I
you
know what you're
hold-
saying.
you
No,
hold on
pop
to
only works as you kick.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
works for a minute after you hook someone, and it only works for kicking the gin. The other perk is for when you slug, so they're unrelated.
Yeah.
God, if Pop's stacked, I'd
If it
fucking
was
quit
stacked,
playing.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd
No
quit.
worries.
There's so in my head with DBD, and I've quit due to it before of my own little laurels, or my own moral. But there's like a limit, a threshold for me in the bullshit I'll take. Dude, if Pop Goes the Weasel applied to that perk, I'd quit. I'd be like, okay, well, we're gonna wait for them to nerf this because they probably will.
Yeah.
But like, I just think of like some really stupid stuff, like a legion of like Dying Light and like Thanatophobia, or like a plague of Dying Light and Thanatophobia, where like it just, I think I did the numbers, and if you get D-strike during the game, you can get like a permanent 50% like negative like on gens for like survivors if they've got if you have Thanatophobia up and you have like Dying Light fully stacked before people start dying. It's like, it's just so slow. I don't want to do gens for 2 minutes.
Well, okay, I was actually wanting to get onto that. Have any of you guys been watching DBD streamers? You probably noticed it with me. Have you noticed like the new meta? I mean, we always joke about never doing gens, but it seems now more than ever, nobody wants to do gens. There's so many perks against it. There's so many killers that are sweaty about it. And if you solo queue, nobody does gens. Have you guys noticed that? And if so, have you also joined on the bandwagon? I'll start this one because I haven't started a subject yet. Hell yeah. I'm totally on board with the head-on, D-strike, locker, quick and quiet, firecracker memes, because I solo queue. I got to keep it fun somehow. I got Claudettes in the corner chilling. I got aces not saving me. So I got to have fun somehow. And I've noticed, because of the way they've done the emblem system, I actually still pip up and I die a lot with 5 gens left. What about you guys? Have you hopped on this train of fuck the gens, all memes?
Well, because it's so much more fun to just do like head-on memes or like even Sabo memes or something. Just like run around the entire map and not do gens, and then everyone dies within the first 2 minutes. It's just more fun.
Once in a blue moon, I'll still have a Sabo game, but outside of that, I pretty much like, I'm still just the guy with the toolbox and generators, because eventually you're gonna chase me. And it's like, so I'm like, I'm just praying that other people are doing stuff, but I'm like, if I can get 1 or 2 gens, then like I'll still do the 5 gen chase. But because 1 gen is already done, we'll maybe have 2 gens after the 5 gen chase. Logic, trying to, it's like Space Invaders, you're shooting the gen before it gets there. You know what I'm saying? but I don't know, man. I don't hate it. Like I understand the frustration of like not wanting to sit on gens. The only problem I have is that nobody, like, it's the like the little duck goose story where like nobody wants to help make the cornbread, but everybody wants to eat the cornbread. Nobody wants to help us get out, but everybody wants to get out alive and is mad that like they die out of it.
See, for me, I more personally read the room on that. So, I mean, I have plenty of experience of throwing myself on gens and at the how many Myers games I don't even see the killer until he's 99 tier 2. So it's like, oh, cool, I don't get to play this game. I get to do a generator and get tier 3'd on,
Right.
But I've noticed for me, especially lately, now it's kind of like I read the room. So like I noticed, okay, I'm doing a gen, I'm halfway through it, and the Claudette's on her second hook already, and there's 2 people injured, and nobody's doing generators every time they're down. And it's like, whoa, hold on. Oh, okay. And it's like, no one's fucking doing generators. So whenever that happens, that's when I'm kind of like, all right, well, I'm literally the only one doing gens. Everyone's going to die anyway. I might as well go for points, But like, if I notice people are kind of doing gens, even if they're new or slow at it, I'm like, fuck it, I'll do the gens with you. Now, if I see someone on a generator that I run by, I hop on that shit for the co-op, and that's a quick gen, But it's been lately more than ever, though. It's just because I've been solo queuing so much, and it's just been lately, dude. It's been so bad.
I was gonna say, speaking on like the solo queue, they almost made left behind a good perk. They almost made it a good perk, and then somehow.
What do you think stops it?
So it only shows you the aura when the hatch is open. If the killer runs and closes the hatch, it stops showing you the hatch anymore. It was almost a good perk, because like my play was like, I'm just gonna run left behind and just run a key, and I'll just find the hatch and use the key to leave. But you only see the aura of the hatch while it's open, which is like,
hey, there we go, Dahlia. We got you.
I feel like that's really dumb. I don't
You're
know.
good, Dahlia.
Yeah, no, that's pretty dumb. It should be working like all the time after like the
Like-
hatch just spawned.
Like it was almost a god tier solo queue perk, and then it just became like super trash.
Well, think about it. If you had a key, you were invincible because I know where the hatch is. Oh, you closed it? Okay, I'm going to open the hatch now. Thanks.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the thing.
That's
Is like,
the
your job is to
point.
find me.
Yeah.
Like I was already getting like I'm
Well,
already
you know
getting
what's
games where
better?
Killers are bringing more A's because I have a key. I should at least be able.
You
to
know
use
what
that key
sucks?
to
I
leave.
wish there was an add-on on the key that would show the fucking hatch because
That
it
would make
sucks.
sense.
You can run a map that tracks just the hatch and it costs you nothing. It's a green map, odd stamp, and then the black silk cord. That lets you track the hatch, but then you don't have a key. And it sucks because then you have a permanent visual on the hatch, but no key to open it with. You know, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
See,
So that
you can
sucks they made
also-
Left Behind useless again before
I
it
mean,
was
they
even good.
added another add-on that lets you use the key to track the obsession in the game, and it reduces your chance of being the obsession. I don't know why you'd want that, but I guess that's also a thing, and it's a new ultra add-on for the key. But
I don't know why that's a thing either. I really don't get it.
It's
Okay,
an interesting
so-
style, right?
Yeah, it's interesting because it's passive. So the idea is if you always have someone that's like, for me, it's Dahlia. She's always obsession when we play. So it would be kind of cool to like have a permanent passive read on her with no perk needed. So like the add-on is kind of dumb that it's ultra rare in my opinion, but it is kind of nice with no charges used and no perk slot wasted and really nothing else taken up but an item slot. You can see someone permanently. And with the new Dying Light, apparently, it's supposed to, like, help you keep them alive. I don't know. See, it's weird to me because Dying Light, the way it works now, is it actually keeps the obsession safe, right? Because if they get hooked, you lose stacks and whatnot. Or if they die, you don't get the effect of it. So yet, they made Dying Light new like that, but then they added an aura reading perk for the obsession. I don't know. It is a weird little addition. Maybe they're adding more to it for later. I don't know. That's my only thought is they want to build kind of the play style to be almost VIP status. You guys notice if you escape as obsession now, you get more points. And it's and being obsession now is like a bigger deal. So I guess they're trying to be like, there's going to be maybe more perks down the road that help the obsession out, but at the cost of them dying quicker maybe. So they need perks and stuff to help you. I don't know. I'm just trying to think in 4-dimensional chess here. Maybe they're trying to center gameplay VIP style. Like, hey, here's the obsession. You got to keep them alive. I don't know.
I do. Before, I'm sure we might have another Dead by Daylight topic, but I kind of wanted to bring this up before we left Dead by Daylight.
Oh, we're not leaving it because, I mean, we still got to get Dahlia introduced, and then we can get some more. Yeah, we can talk about DBD all day just because of the new content.
Well,
I mean, not that we're going to, but, you know.
Only thing I wanted to bring up was what do you guys think about Keemstar trying to set up some sort of DVD tournament?
I mean, it's
That's the
cool.
thing.
It's I don't like Keemstar. He's a little goblin, but at the
either.
same time, that's the drama side. But like, it's cool to give it more exposure because Keems doesn't he run the Minecraft tournaments?
Yeah, he runs the Minecraft and one of the Fortnite tournaments.
And those are
But-
huge.
Yeah, he actually just like I've just been following the idea. Only reason why I bring it up is I was planning a tournament coming up pretty soon that I'm kind of like, and like I had a pretty set idea, and I'm just wondering like, is this little gnome like hacking my computer or like what's going on here?
Okay, hold on. So Convo Breaker isn't Keemstar like a horrible person or something? It's up to your interpretation. But long
Yes.
story short, he's he's basically like an internet journalist that breaks news. The problem is he does it irresponsibly and he abuses his position to
He's basically the
he's ruined people's
TMZ.
lives. He's ruined
the
people's
TMZ
lives.
of the internet.
He's the TMZ, and he's already ruined like a couple of media influencers' lives falsely, by the way. So
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
very commonly false reports on information, which is like done irreparable damage to some people. And on top of that, he's also probably a closet racist. A lot of people like to argue that it was just like old Call of Duty stuff, but I'm like, even in all of my Call of Duty days, there was a difference between people who played Call of Duty and like said crazy shit like F you and shit like that, and the people who shot at the N-word and stuff like that. Like people can like hide behind it's what gamers did, but it's not what gamers did. It's what racists did who played games. It's two different categories there. But yeah.
Dahlia, are we good? Dahlia, do you want to try to? Are you able to talk? Are you coming through?
I think I'm okay now.
We got her. Hey.
Hey!
I had to like fully disable my other speaker system because Discord did not want to use my headphones.
No, Discord's weird. Like every other time I start it, it thinks my microphone is my fucking mixer. It's like, what the fuck? No, this is my microphone. Stop it. Then I have to like reconfigure it and shit. So what's new, Dahlia? What's new in Dahlia Land? Do you want to catch people up with your current internet situation? What's been new in the life? What's been going on? Let's get a quick recap.
Current internet situation is fuck Comcast.
Woo!
I am currently literally not streaming because despite having an awesome connection when I have connection, it wants to like every 10 minutes drop and pretend I have no internet. So streaming is on a hiatus other than me uploading junk.
Oh.
I'm sorry to hear that.
At least you can
I'm
still
really glad
upload.
I don't have
stuff,
Comcast anymore.
Can I try to help after stream?
You can
She'll
try.
take any advice at this point because like she's had 15 million tech visits and shit.
Oh,
I've
God.
literally had them out 3 times,
poor
replacing
thing.
equipment, re-stripping the wires in my house. Like the guy said, the best next thing he would be able to do would be them to rewire the building, which the building owners won't allow them to do. And
That's-
he said they need to be. They haven't been wired in like 10 years.
Do you have
It's-
another option?
Satellite.
A lot of times in
Oh.
the situation, Drew, that's
Ugh.
kind of where I have a very similar situation myself with my internet where it's essentially like the entire neighborhood needs to be redone because all the infrastructure we have is literally 20 years old. And so like the only way to fix a lot of the major issues that like I was having or like everyone's having is just to have the wiring redone by like a maintenance crew, like for the entire area, not just like for my house basically. Because internet's gotten faster, but essentially what it is our internets can achieve speeds that the current cables can't handle. So essentially, but it's still trying to do it, and the simple act that it tries to do it, even if it tries to limit it, basically creates like a backflow that basically creates like noise, as they call it, that prevents like anything from coming through clearly. Basically, it'll still move, like say it'll move at a gigabyte, but it'll move at a gigabyte for like 3 seconds, then 0 for 1 second, then 5 seconds, then 0 for 1 second, and back and forth like that.
It's probably
been
too
a-
much traffic too for the
Yeah.
cables.
Pretty much, yeah. But I've been dealing with this literally. I've had like 20 people over in the last 6 months. So I've had like a lot of guys come by. Like
I remember when you first started your journey of getting it fixed. You know that shit's annoying as fuck.
yeah.
So, what do you guys think about like? You know, I'm not saying DBD was on its last legs by any means, but like, what do you guys think about how this basically is breathing like a resurgence into the DBD community, and it's got people hyped for future DLC possibilities and current relevant additions, and maybe they never said they'd add a monster killer, and now they have. What do you guys think? What's the future of this game now with getting brand new relevant DLC like this?
Well, adding the monster definitely opened up a lot of doors because I still want my
Yes, for
werewolf,
sure.
I still want my vampire, and I still want a zombie. So that
Now,
now
those
get
are all on the
aliens,
table.
please?
Yep.
Yeah, and an alien, those are all on the
Mhm.
table
Like
now.
Predator, yeah.
Predator would be sick.
Mhm.
Alien would be sick. If they do Alien and Predator though, they have to do the 2v8 mode. If we don't
Yeah,
get Alien,
that-
versus
I think-
Predator,
yeah.
not allowed.
Oh,
Yeah.
you want to know what would breathe life in the DBD? Year 4, the player base is dropping. Behavior announces Alien vs Predator with 2v8 mode. Oh,
my
shit.
God. It would be so
fucking
good
sick.
though.
I mean, if I had my money on anything, I'd
I
say
was gonna
that
say what I'm surprised nobody's offered up is why is nobody suggesting Candyman ever? That was an excellent horror.
Yeah, you
That
could like
is true,
teleport to
actually.
different mirrors and shit.
Candyman, I think the guy who's behind Candyman has actually like made a comment about wanting to be in DBD recently. I can't remember. I saw that on Reddit or just perusing Twitter randomly, but I'm pretty sure he's mentioned about his interest in being in Dead by Daylight, along with like the Quentin revamp that apparently is coming finally, which would be nice.
I like
But,
that DBD is getting so relevant and like so popular now. It's just like Ash literally retired, or Bruce Campbell literally retired from doing the character Ash. And then DBD got him out of retirement to make his likeness in the game. Like, it's cool. And now you got the character of Quentin wanting his actual face in the game. I think it's pretty cool.
if I had to put my money on the next licensed DLCs, my guess is it'll probably be it personally.
Yeah,
I
it
feel like
has to be.
They're probably going to try to make a push to promote the movie along with it coming out on DVD would be my
And you
guess.
and it's real easy. Look what they did with Leatherface and Hillbilly. The kits right there just take the clown and make him amazingly OP because you can't release it and have him be underpowered.
yeah.
You got to have him strong.
What would its power be though? Like, what would he do?
Deadlights.
Float.
But I feel like
yeah.
I already, before
Dahlia's
they
got
announced
it.
the before they announced the actual clown, I went on a full thing of like writing out exact details of what a Pennywise killer would have. They'd have a deadlights ability. They would have we all float as a perk. They would have on the turtle's back, which if you've read the book, you understand the reference. If you've only seen the miniseries, you have no idea what I'm talking about. There is a turtle. A turtle is involved. So, and
I
then
always thought they should have made the clown killer like when he's chasing you, instead of a heartbeat, you hear creepy carnival music and his squeaky shoes. That would be so
At
terrifying.
this point, I feel,
Since-
at this
Oh,
point,
that
I
would
feel like
be-
they would have, especially if they've done with like Myers and the Demogorgon and so many.
Yeah.
other
Since they changed his music, why not the clown too? That would be so creepy.
Yeah.
Let's not touch the clown. The clown scares the crap out of me. Okay.
if
But
they
nah,
brought
but-
Pennywise in, they could use that creepy ass children's rhyme that's in the new
Oh.
movie. If you've never actually heard a child sing "Oranges and Lemons," it is the creepiest children's
is.
rhyme in existence.
They could. I mean, they've got the Huntress lullaby, so it wouldn't be off base for them. But I mean, I think my stance has always been the same. As long as there's always consistent content, the game will continue to do well. From the looks of Stranger Things, it looks like any horror property that pops up, they're gonna try to attach their name to it in one way or another. My guess is they're probably big fights right now would be for Pennywise, and I'm assuming that there's someone on the team that's pushing for Jason.
I was gonna say, Jason.
having
I don't
Jason.
care if people say, "Oh, well, Trapper's already in the game," or "There's no hype for Jason anymore." No, if you put Jason
Nah,
in any,
Jason.
look at Friday the 13th. We knew that
Yeah,
game was.
legitimate. Jason carried the fuck out of that.
Dude,
Yep.
you knew from day one looking at Friday the 13th, this game's kind of ass, but it's fun with friends. But the fact that it was Jason, holy shit, it was still good, you know? So, like, the moment you put Jason in a product that sells, like, you're going to see Jason. I would expect to see Terminator, because they put him in Death Garden. I would not be surprised if we get a Terminator killer in DBD. It would not shock me at all.
I wouldn't either. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know which one they would use, but I wouldn't be surprised if they put one in. And then just on top of that, like the fact that like because of how they have their cosmetic system set up, they could literally just have every Jason like as a cosmetic, and that's just a bunch of free income for the like IP owners for Jason.
$10, $10 a
Exactly.
pop? Shit.
Exactly, that's more than what they're getting for like having Jason inside of Friday the 13th to begin with. So I mean, that's why I said like the bringing up the whole main reason I brought up the Keemstar thing, which is the fact that like with Stranger Things being a big thing, with it being a big thing, as much as I fucking hate Keemstar as like a gnome that he is, the fact that he's showing interest in it is because he's seen probably multiple times Dead by Daylight trending on Twitter, trending on YouTube, multiple big YouTube and content creators play the game. Ninja's wife plays the game and is tweeting about the game all the time.
Ninja
like,
used to
also
play the game. A lot of people don't remember that. Before Fortnite, Angry Pug said that he used to watch Ninja at 500 viewers play DVD.
Yeah, this is true.
So, like, and you see, you know, Soda Poppin' will visit the game. One of the biggest streamers on Twitch, he plays it. It's
Soda,
insane.
XQC. Yeah, a lot of people like it's a Twitch game. Like it's a game that's managed to stand the test of time.
Well, because it's more fun to watch. Everyone agrees. DBD is one of those games. Like, it's so much fun to watch versus playing. Like, I will watch DBD in the background to this day. Like, it's good background, background noise. It's easy to watch. You don't have to be invested.
More importantly, is like I think the biggest thing for all the games, like you don't have to explain it. All
Yeah.
that being said, though, I think the only way this game stands is if they manage to like keep like it sucks, but it's gonna end up like having other issues like League of Legends, but it's going to need consistent content. Like the conversation of DBD being on its last legs was like not like a niche thing. Like I've been watching, even though I haven't been streaming the last 2 months, I've still been watching the directory for the last 2 months. And it's been at points where it's been at like under 3,000 viewers and just under 1,000 people playing simply because there's no interest, because there's no new content. The P2B has helped out a lot, but until the content comes out, I don't think we'll really see the benefit of like the Stranger Things P2B or like the Stranger Things and all that stuff. But
It'll be good, especially with I'm sure Netflix will put some of their like PR behind that as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm positive.
So
Well, I
that's-
mean,
that's
look
really
at how they
helpful.
immediately greenlit, custom cosmetics, the Scoops Ahoy Steve, the prom dress
Oh,
Nancy.
yeah.
Yes.
Like Netflix already they supplied DVD with the character model of the Demogorgon, so they're already working with behavior, which is good news for sure.
I'm not gonna lie. The big thing I think is happening is I get this odd feeling, whether it's like unexplained, like fact or fiction or unexplained events. I think that they're probably like DBD's probably going to be working with Netflix or Behavior, rather than going to be working on Netflix to make a DVD series. They've hinted at it. In a
Oh
couple of
man,
things.
DVD would be such a good. The lore is all there. It's all
It was-
mysterious and
exactly.
vague.
The lore already being there, and then like essentially they could just set up like the dead, like the killer, like whether even if it's just the killer's origin stories, they can do it like a Black Mirror style where
Yeah, every episode's its own self-contained thing. Yeah, like you can go into the life of Dwight and how did he become the leader / shy office person. Claudette, like what's her backstory? You can have entire episodes or multiple episodes dedicated to each character.
yeah.
I think
Okay.
Dead by Daylight has like behavior has like this hand of cards, and they're just like waiting, like, what are we gonna release if the game's doing well, and like what are we gonna release if the game's dying? Like
They're very
Demogorgon-
smart.
Demogorgon might have been like one of those. Ooh, we're starting to lose some player base. Time to play one of our big cards.
Yep.
And then like later on, like, oh, it's dying again. We got to get more people interested.
So
like,
dude,
Netflix.
I will gladly piggyback off that because that's a good point. I would say that the devs learned a very valuable lesson in 2016/2017. So for those that don't remember this, there was the infamous perk stacking glitch where you could literally equip 4 of the same perk. This happened right when the devs went on a month-long vacation. So there was a month straight of this game-breaking bug of people playing Chainsaw Michael Myers with a Trapper body and a Dwight head with every perk you can possibly have in the game. And for a month, the game was unplayable. And the devs were all on vacation, and they all didn't know what to fucking do. Well,
It
I
was
can
Hag
now...
launch. For those wondering when it started, it was Hag launch.
Oh
It was
my
the
God.
faster that came out.
So I think the devs have learned from that, and I think Chief's right, because I've noticed when the game was at its lowest last year, all of a sudden the devs are like, hey, vacuum pallets are going away, and it's DBD 2.0 with the shop and new cosmetics. Look at how the cosmetics drove the hype to this day up. You know what I'm saying? So you're very right. Like, I've noticed, like, hey, DBD's starting to die. We'll announce the 3-year anniversary really early. Oh, look, popularity's waning again. Look, the pig has new cosmetics. So you're definitely right. It feels like they're kind of like, okay, we'll release Ghostface. That'll draw some attention, but we'll release Stranger Things during the downtime. So I kind of agree with you. They're very, very clever.
I think, in my opinion, I think the Stranger Things thing was probably something. I don't think it's something they held on to. Because originally, I think it was probably something brought on, in my opinion, by Netflix. This is specifically just for the Stranger Things thing. I don't think they reached out to them. I think that the Stranger Things cast reached out to Behavior simply because they tried to do stuff with multiple games at the same time. Dead by Daylight was probably just one of the big games that made sense. However, because of how Dead by Daylight is, it would take a lot longer to implement the Stranger Things into Dead by Daylight, as opposed to like how they implemented the Demogorgon into like Fortnite or stuff like that, where it was kind of more of a meme and just something they've done, in engine.
Well, and with DBD, you have this complex issue where, okay, so like DBD has set its legacy now. It is the horror game. You can't argue that. It has Myers, Freddy, Leatherface, Ghostface. I can go on and on and on and on. It is the horror game, and there's no other game that's done it like this. So it's built this legacy where like we meme about the game, but to the common public, you got to make it serious. So what I'm getting at is, I think Dead by Daylight runs into this issue of, how do we implement killers in a serious way in a game where you're essentially running in circles? And that's what I think the challenge with Stranger Things is how do you make the Demogorgon look proper scary in a game where you're running in circles? Like, does that make sense? Do you guys know what I'm getting at there? Like, how do you properly make killers seem foreboding in a game where it's not like they can just go ham and kill everybody? Does that make sense?
No, I
They definitely made the Demogorgon scary though. Like Jesus.
Yes, they
Yeah,
definitely they succeeded. Holy fuck.
That vault
It's
is the
Scooby-Doo
creepiest
complete
fucking
with
thing.
cameos from real killers. That's a good. It's Scooby-Doo with real killer cameos. Yo, Scooby and the Gang DVD win though.
Do it.
I will say though, content-wise, with Netflix getting involved, there's something people haven't even commented on that I'm surprised at. We could potentially get another kind of ghost face cosmetic because Netflix has the Scream TV series.
True.
Oh,
Which
true.
has a completely different
Yeah.
ghost face mask.
It does, yeah.
Could. I mean, I think the split there would be what their rights are for that though. Like, because they may have got the rights to Scream, but they may only have like the TV or like the movie adaptation rights, and like the rights in order to make a character into like a game character are technically sold separately. So I mean, it's possible, but I'd like it. Just the jargon there is like they may not have the rights to be able to put him in a game though, but it's still like it could still be worked out though. To be fair.
What personally has me just so hype is it's like I remember jokingly saying, oh, they'll never do it, but if Evil Dead's ever in this game, and then like they fucking put Evil Dead in the game, and it's just more and more, oh, well, they'll never put a monster in this game, Demogorgon. They said they would never put a clown killer in the game. Here comes the clown.
They did say that. That was
so,
like,
yeah.
it's got me really hype because they have succeeded in over exceeding what they promised. Like they said, oh, we're not going to put this in, and then they do it. And it's like, I'm curious, like just how much content can we get? I'm excited because you have original killers.
on
you have
that-
yeah, go ahead, Cleo.
Sorry, on
go
that
ahead.
note, with that, you also have to look at like how horror games are. Like when you first start playing them, they're fucking terrifying. And
Yeah.
then you get used to it and you're like, oh, this is just the same old, same old. And so with the constant releasing of content, it's starting to like mirror the trajectory of Guitar Hero. And if like you've got to be really careful about this because if you continue to release content and you're just trying to like sustain like however like many developers that you have in your company, or you're trying to just sustain like a certain level without dropping, you are going to like go into like a deep downward spiral. And that's what I kind of see happening.
Okay.
I
I'm
think
I'm kind of like sipping my tea back here, kind of like,
I think that like they have the advantage over Guitar Hero or whatever, because Guitar Hero you had to buy like special hardware. So that's kind of and it was like a very like niche thing. Like it was its own thing. You had to buy the game with the hardware, and if the hardware broke, you had to buy more hardware.
I remember how they were good quality, but man, I went through so many Guitar Hero
Yeah.
controllers. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I remember when my friend borrowed my drums and those died on my Rock Band set. But anyways, so yeah, I think I do see your point that like releasing that like licensed content and all that definitely is a telltale sign of possible.
Well, and then there's, like, let me just put it bluntly. What Cleo Burrito's basically saying is behavior's got to be careful about blowing their load. Like, look at all this shit we got. And it's like, whoa, you might want to save some of that for a second date. Like,
Yeah, that's
Well, that's what
true,
you were
too.
saying. Like, well, they're definitely doing it kind of like on a roller coaster system.
Yeah,
so, which
for
is,
sure.
Which is good. So, it tells you that their marketing team is pretty smart on that.
well, and I gotta admit too, I'm always impressed with their original killers. Like, we give them shit, like, oh, the past 3 DLCs have been licensed, which it has been. What was it? Evil Dead, and then Ghostface, and now Stranger Things. Those are 3 back-to-back licensed characters. But even up at, what was the last non-licensed one? Was it not Clown?
Clown?
No, was it Spirit? No, Legion.
Legion was the
yeah.
last
Even-
one.
Okay.
So we joke about Legion, but like, it's impressive looking at the detail they give the killers that they make. Now, we can joke about the Legion and stuff,
Plague.
but like, I love how, or the Plague, okay. The Plague, like, look how intricate she looks, her lore.
She is cool.
They gave her like an amazing backstory. What I'm getting at is I have hope for DVD in the future simply because they're showing signs of like, even when they release their own killers, they're putting so much love and detail into them. And I mean, we can argue their balance, but I'm talking about aesthetically. Yeah. But
I mean,
aesthetically, aesthetically though. Aesthetically
like,
though.
in terms of what they are, in terms of like characters and lore, I do think that all of them have been really interesting. Even if you
Yeah.
like take the time to read the lore of like killers like the Huntress and stuff like that, they are really like super interesting in my opinion.
Oh, I love
Like-
the Huntress story. Hers is by far the best one.
Yeah, but you can look at like League of Legends and Dota 2 and see like these games have been around for like a decade almost, and they still release new content and drive like thousands and thousands of users.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
League is actually making its way back up to the top of Twitch right now over Fortnite. Oddly enough.
Yep. So I mean, and Dota still continues to break records on their yearly tournament. So it's
I'm gonna be real with you. 'Cause a lot of people have bring that up because I'm like, Dota does terrible outside of the international. I don't
Yes.
know. I think I think Fortnite will probably pass it, but I think the only reason why Fortnite's doing as well as it is, in my opinion, I feel like it actually stole a lot of things from Dota that just more games should do. Like the fact that the fact that anybody can restream the international, so like other people can restream the international. They've got like basically a crowdfunded prize pool, which is why the prize pool is like always getting astronomically large every like fucking season, to where I think it's like 30 million or like 15 million was the prize pool for like the international.
It's 20 something. It goes up at least a million or two every year, and this was the 9th one.
Yeah, but it's just like it's doing all the great things, but like I always wonder in my head, I'm like, why does no one watch Dota outside of the international? Like so many people watch League, but literally nobody watches Dota outside of the
Well,
international.
isn't Dota a slower game compared to League? Like from what I've always gathered, Dota's the more
way more-
methodical game, right?
Yeah,
It
it's
is,
not- it's
but-
not it takes, I wouldn't say it's slower, but it takes longer. And
But
it's
you have
harder
to
understand.
consider Dota, a lot of their audience is in China and
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Russia and just various parts of Asia. Like, I really think like they decided to put the international in China this year.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Which what I think was mostly because they were like remodeling the stadium or whatever that they usually have it in Seattle. But I think that they did that strategically because they knew that a majority of their users actually live there, and that's how they would get the best crowds. And
That could be.
It did-
That could be.
it didn't do as well on Twitch because it was in the middle of the night for the US, but Twitch
I
isn't
mean-
the end all be all of how well a game does
I mean,
internationally.
I would
This is
I would disagree only because like League of Legends at the same time has still done as well, if not better. When they did like the world, like League of Legends Worlds, when it was held in Korea and stuff,
Mhm.
still done really well, even when it's done like in the middle of the night. And mind you, international had really high numbers. Like I don't think the international did poorly. My only
yeah.
question is, why does nothing but the international do well? Like international usually break.
They
Everything
don't.
else is like so bad. Like even
That's
looking
like
at the
a
record now, I'm just like, like, on Dota, what are you doing?
that's like a common complaint I hear is well, I say common complaint. It's mostly my boyfriend. That's all he plays is Dota. But it's just they have like tons of tournaments all year. They have like 4 different majors. They have a bunch of minor tournaments. But the problem is like none of them are in the US. So
Mhm.
they're all in Europe or in Asia. And so then it doesn't match up with what the people that watch Twitch, because most of that is
Are interested into. Okay. I can
yeah,
see that.
yeah. So that's part of the problem. Sorry, we derailed this.
No, no, it's fine. You guys derailed it. You guys derailed it so hard. Comanche got in on it. So I guess we can make this the final topic of DBD. I was curious because we have so many people in here of different play styles and experience with the game and play play time. What's a big complaint with DBD is the objectives. The biggest complaint is how do you fix the Jin situation? Because the issue is no matter what you do to the game, it all comes down to how fast you slam those goddamn generators. So I want everyone's opinion and your own. There is no right or wrong because it's all theory crafting. What would you do? Like, how would you either make the Jins a little longer, or would you add another objective, and how would you implement it? Be creative, have fun with it, but how would you do it? Let's start with Cleo Brito.
Get rid of head arm.
That would actually shake the meta up drastically. I'm actually gonna second that now.
Get rid of the first perk that's been fun in decades. It feels like.
Exactly. And then give me back my exhaustion regular sprint burst and call it nah. I mean, I feel like the answer to the question has already been solved by Friday the 13th. It's just the devs haven't either wanted to pull the trigger at implementing it or don't like the implementations that they've come up with it in house. But realistically, the ultimate objective of the game for survivors is to escape. The ultimate objective for the killers in the game is to kill the survivor. The only new objective you could add for survivors that makes it like worthwhile for them to do other than just gen rush is giving them something else to do that will allow them to escape. Friday the 13th did this by adding the boat, right? In order to set up the boat, you needed the same gas that you use in the car, but you also needed just like one other thing on its own that was a little bit harder. And then you could take the boat and leave. And the only difference was the boat only fit 2 people, as where the cars could fit 4 people. So you were basically screwing other people over if you left. I came up with like the thought process of like having it set up where, hey, if someone destroys all 5 totems on the map, the hatch will open up and let someone escape, but only one person could take the hatch. Like it closes immediately afterwards. That would be a really cool idea and it would work, but it would like basically screw over the other 3 survivors because that survivor just dips out and leaves. You know what I mean? But
I
they
do
still
kind
have
of
to
like that.
get out. Yeah. But it's like they have to do something to get out, and technically they could still be helping the team somewhat because getting rid of the tomes, they're getting rid of NOAD and other things that could be affecting the team as well.
What about you, Chief Hong Kong? What would you do? What would you add, or like what would you tweak?
So like to first
Wizrobe Joe, sorry, Wizrobe Joe.
Oh, it's okay. First to go off what Shino said about that opening the hatch for one person. I actually really like that. There was a game I played recently called Project Winter where like you have a bunch of like a bunch of people who are trying to survive, and then 2 of them are traitors. And like randomly throughout the game, like they'll just drop like an airplane and like anyone can just dip. And it's just like you really screw over your team because then people are like, oh, are they a traitor? Like they've been gone for a really long time. Um, and maybe when you do something like this, maybe you add in like another type of role for some survivors that are like, oh, you could also be a traitor survivor, and it's just random, kind of like the obsession. But anyway, to go on to the idea I had, I was thinking escaping is not necessarily the only thing you could do. Kind of like how Jason has that table where like you can go in and like mess with his stuff, and that fucks them. I don't know the lore of Friday the 13th. Don't shoot me.
You basically
could,
like have to like get a bunch of shit to kill him, but yeah.
Yeah, so like there is another way you could actually defeat him, and like maybe
I
one
crash.
thing you
Anyone
could
else
do.
crash? Or is
I
it
see
just
your
my internet?
webcam crashing.
Yeah,
hear
I'll switch.
you.
Let me switch servers. That might help.
There was some roboting going on.
Is that
earlier,
just me or is that everybody?
I think it just might be you.
You, I think.
Oh yeah. I was like, what just happened?
Oh, you're back. You're back.
Oh, there you're back. There you are.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No changes needed.
I think something where like maybe you physically put the entity somewhere in the game, or like a link to the entity, and like you can like somehow go up to like this blob, kind of like one of the events they had was like you could go around like cleansing these blobs, and it would
Yeah, I love that event, and it was like a free ruin for the killer because it got you off of gyms.
Yeah, and like something like that where like you have multiple options, and like maybe somebody's going after this while other people are going after the objective, so the game takes longer because people are split up in what they're doing and they can't really communicate. And I mean like not to be like, another one of those things where we're never going to get this because it'll come in, but like we're never going to get sabotage back.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, let's hope the reverse psychology works.
We could sabotage some of that entity
Dude,
stuff. That's all I'm saying.
It would be cool if like there were dedicated hooks, kind of like during the Lunar events, how some of them are dressed up nice. It would be cool if every match there were certain hooks that were special, and if you saboed them all, you got some sort of bonus. That would be cool.
Oh, that
feel
would
like-
be.
Yeah, like it unlocks something, or like you open up part of the map and you get another pallet loop available. I don't know, something small.
I feel like that was something like to go off what Chief was saying. One of the things I think I would think it would be cool, even if it was only like a certain thing, just kind of playing out Friday the 13th. If like, because technically every killer does have their own like designated maps. It's 3 or 4 different designated maps. But if like, say for example, playing Trapper and I was on Macmillan, if maybe there was a way to find only when on Macmillan maps, there's a way to find like certain things you could use to kill the Trapper instead of just playing against them. So kind of playing off how the Friday the 13th, you had to interact with things like his mother's sweater and stuff like that. If you could find things on Macmillan maps that allowed you to like it would be super niche because you're not always playing against Trapper, but then having that option open up and be available to you, I feel like would be really cool as a cool way to implement being able to kill the killer basically or something like that. But
I would like to see like if it would be like you would have to trounce the killer. Maybe they only score 9K or below. It looks at score conditions, but it would be cool if you got like, even if it was just when the game was over, if you all four escape, you all outscore the killer. There's like a special animation of you killing the killer, because like you can even fit it into the lore how survivors can die but come back at the fire every time. Well, the killers can obviously die and come back. Obviously, they're the fucking killers. That would be cool.
You just made me think of something. Like, what if instead you got like a special condition for the exit gate where it turned into, instead of just leaving the match, opening up another section of the map where then
that
you
would
could
be
actually
sick.
go in and then then do like this other objective, like, oh, go kill the killer. And like, here's the thing: if somebody activates that, like, and crosses that threshold, you can't come back, and the
That would-
killer is
So
That
it's
would be
high risk, high
Turns the
reward.
table.
yeah.
You should make it so it's a 1v1 though. So only the first person that gets the exit gate and gets out in time gets to fight the killer. It'll actually give people incentive to try to leave.
That would be sick. What about you, Ms. Izzy? So how about you, Ms. Izzy? What would you do? How would you, I mean, if you had to, because you're probably like me, you don't give a fuck. The game's fine the way it is. I'm the same way. But if you had to like, okay, act like you have to appease the killers, what would you do to lengthen the games? Or like maybe come up with a new objective or something?
Here's the thing you guys might not know about me. When I was in university, my job and most of my projects was to come up with ideas. So just sitting here for like the 5 minutes listening to you guys, I came up with like 10 ideas in my
I
head.
like it. Go for it.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to get some more coffee,
what-
but spill that shit.
So the best one I think was kind of going off what Cody said and what Wizrobe Joe said as well. If you could like harness the entity in some way, but also like implementing Sabo, and like Cody was saying, the special hooks that had like, if you did them all, they do something. But if you could like absorb the entity out of the hook and like put it into a vial or something, and then let's say like the killer picked you up, like in Friday the 13th, where you can stab them with the pocket knife or whatever, just to like get out of the grasp. You injected them with this like entity fluid, and it would, I don't know, have some sort of effect on the killer for like 30 seconds to a minute. Like they have really hazy vision or something like that. Like that would be kind of cool, I think.
Or shit, you
want
kill the
this.
killer, you stab the trapper with it, and you turn him back into Jake, and Jake becomes the new trapper. Something like that, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Going
I
over
don't
that.
When did Jake become Trapper? What happened?
I don't know. That was like, I think that was obscure lore we talked about like maybe half a year to a year ago, just randomly one day. I don't know. So, there was some speculation of like, well, what if all the killers were just survivors that were in the fog for too long and then ended up becoming the killers? Like, that's not official
wow.
lore. That was just something funny somebody came up with.
Well, that was another idea that I thought of too. I was like, what if you could like switch places with the killer some way? Like you did a bunch of secret objectives, and then all of a sudden the killer turned into a survivor and had to do gens while you turned into a killer instead and started killing everybody.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I mean, a lot of these things would be cool just for things to shake it up. But I even think, like I said, even if they didn't go like so far as to like doing something you have to do like in game, but just adding a new game mode, like right, League of Legends has added a lot of life to it, and so is Fortnite added a lot of life to it by just adding like new like actual limited time game modes where you just do something different, but for an extra game type or whatever.
I still think DBD would benefit heavily from a mode that just got rid of generators, and you know you're going to die, but the objective is it focuses on purely chases and maybe juke spots to hide from with all these locker perks now. But that would be cool if there was a game mode like Arena where you know you're going to die, but the objective is to outlast everybody else. So you could fuck with their pallet loops. You could sandbag them. If the killer's on you, you get more points for getting chased and living longer. It would be cool to see a mode that just got rid of the generators completely, and you know you're gonna die, but you're playing to outplay the killer for as long as possible. It'd be different. I mean, it seems something.
Kinda
like
like King of
Pandemic
the Hill.
Express. Oh, I was gonna say Pandemic Express, kind of like you have to run away, and whoever makes it furthest, like it's a one down kind of scenario where the killer there's like tons of hooks along the path. They hook you and they just leave you.
Or they could just add moddable game modes so that people can just make their own. Like they
Yeah,
have
how
in
come we don't have an arcade
Overwatch
mode?
And
Yeah.
Dota and like a bunch
Yeah,
of
that's what I
other
was gonna say. Is like, cause like you'd have to come up with like a way to regenerate pallets or something. Cause like realistically, I could probably loop a killer forever unless everything was used, right? or maybe even not loop him forever.
Well,
but you know
that
what
would
I
be the
mean?
idea of that game mode. Is it since it purely focuses on chases, you can just have the maps with no generators be entirely big, giant fucking tiles of running and loops, and it can be like a map the size of the old swamp filled with jungle gyms. And yeah, like you could maybe like do something to repair pallets because since it's a new game mode, why not? That'd be kind of cool.
Want a
Hmm.
perk to let you repair pallets because that would be amazing. I would do that all game. Just go around repairing all the pallets.
Oh yeah,
Or
like
scanning
that
them
would be
back
a
up.
whole new play style. But Marilyn, yeah, I agree. I've said it for a while why DBD doesn't have an arcade mode. Like it would be so cool to play a mode where you can set like survivors can go down on a hook 4 times instead of 3. You
I
can
mean,
try
it's
perk
arcadey
stacking.
enough already. Just
Yeah, exactly.
why not more?
You know, like try like if you guys remember when they first released the hillbilly buffs and the hillbilly add-ons, how he could literally you could do a circle around the basement hooks and control him up the steps. Basically, they fucked up and released hillbilly to let you control him like on a dime. Like he had perfect steering, but his old speed. It would be cool to play like an arcade mode where you could do that kind of thing. Like, you know, unrealistic, but just fun little things like
Kind of like the League of Legends equivalent to like Earth, like Ultra Rapid Fire.
or like Merowyn said in Overwatch, the arcade mode, you know, where you can all pick Winston or you can have goofy game modes. Like, it'd be cool.
Or flying
Mhm.
bastions, and you're just
Mhm.
shooting.
It's
Yes.
a Gundam.
Yes,
Yeah.
flying everywhere. There's just like 8 bastions around. It's great.
How about you, Dahlia? What would you do if you had to, like, since you do play quite a bit of Killer, what would you do to, like, potentially, if you had to, increase the game length or add a new objective or get Survivor off gens?
I was a huge fan of the lantern event. So, because not only did it pull people away from gens to like run off and try to look for the lanterns and do that, it also added a bit of competitiveness and like sandbaggery with the
Yep.
other survivors. So, like, if you did that, and you could make it be like an automatic white ward, like you wouldn't lose your items if you got the lantern, or extra blood points. Like, you could give almost any incentive. And there's some people, Cody, who would just be troll enough that they'd be like, sandbagging other players, let's do it.
What? What? Never. But I agree. Like, no, I, dude, ever since that event came out, I always thought it'd be cool if it was a mainstay. There's one lantern, and if whoever has it glows bright, so there's no way they're hiding. That would be so cool. Like, they get like a multiplication, they get a multiplier to their total blood points at the end if you escape with the lantern, but at the cost of you're fucking ultra visible. That would be really cool. It would get me off of gens. I'd fucking grab that lantern and go for chases.
It'd be good for like Survivor Friends where you're trying to teach someone how to play the games. Like, don't worry, I'll get the killer on me. So you just working on like knowing how to do skill checks and like figuring out how, like where to find totems, and then the
Or-
killer will just be on the bright person the entire.
And then when you're ready to throw them into the shark infested waters, you give
You
them
just
the
throw, yeah,
lantern.
you throw it at them, and you're like, all right, have fun.
I like that idea though of like an endless chase, like secondary game thing you can enter. And you could do it as a 1v1, and you easily could make that horror relatable. Call it final girl mode. Because there's always final girl tropes. Like, you could easily play off of horror themed tropes and turn it into completely different game modes. You could have a cry wolf one where it's kind of steal people from deceit and have one survivor actually be the one sabotaging everybody, and you have to figure out who it is.
Almost like a secret Hitler type game.
Oh, Secret Hitler. I miss that game so much.
There was a
Well, oh, go for it. Go.
there was a game mode like that, just like Deceit, actually, made for Gary's mod. It's called Trouble in Terrorist Town.
Yep. Yeah, that's a very
Yeah.
popular one.
I love that
Yeah.
one.
I actually have Gary's mod, but I've never actually played the game. I own it and I installed it one day, but I never actually played it.
I played it for an hour, and that was one of the games I played.
I love that.
Well, we sat and talked about DBD for a solid goddamn near hour and a half, like we always seem to do. I don't know. I think I think everything that's been said could be said. Some killers do killer things, some survivors do survivor things. I neither feel here nor there, and some people do some things while others do others. I think that about sums it up. What are your thoughts, Black Dahlia 42?
I had nothing but a mouthful of pizza. What about you, Claire?
Oh, I really like popcorn, but that doesn't resolve anything that I had to say about DBD. So don't you take it away with?
Well, I think the only constant we know is that Cody's a Legion main. What are your feelings, Ms. Izzy?
Hey!
Well, I think we all like a nice Legion main every now and then, and we know that Cody is also Talding. But how do you feel?
I heard everyone likes a Legion man, and all I could think is like Dead by Daylight gangbang. I'm like, hey, listen, whatever you're into, I'm not here to judge. I love pea, skeet, and cheese, but back to you, Coach.
Merylwyn, final thoughts on DBD and where we're going in the future with it. Oh my God! Well, that about sums up that about sums it up for DBD. Well, shit. All right, now here's a topic I was wanting to go back. Dahlia was a little set aside because there was a topic I was going to bring up, but she didn't really get to speak in on it. And I feel like we might even have some conflicting opinions on this one, so this ought to be good. But not too long ago, obviously we know about Mixer buying out Ninja. And along with that, Mixer became very transparent with their TOS. So the next topic, and I want all the ladies to respond and give their honest answers, and feel free to disagree with each other. Just keep it civil. But the next topic is the Mixer TOS. Has it gone too far? Dahlia, you can start.
I think that I'm a huge anti dress code person. I have to preface with that. I'm of the opinion for high schools, either have a uniform or leave it at nothing vulgar, gang related, whatever. But all of the Mixer is excessive. Mixer makes me think of high school. It really does. It's like the second you have cleavage, boom, 18 and up. The second, no strapless allowed whatsoever unless you're 18 and up. I could do a Disney princess cosplay for a children's charity stream and have to be 18 and up with the way some of the Disney princesses dress. To me, that's ridiculous. They go so far as to have a definition in their TOS of what breastbone means, and says breastbone is never allowed. It's literally in there.
So Dahlia, someone in chat wants to know what are the Mixer TOS rules. So, I mean, even if it's off the top of your head, roughly, could you give a guideline of what your major complaints are and what the guidelines for the dress code are, and especially the parts that you have a problem with?
I could literally listen. I bookmarked it. I was this set up for the last podcast when we were going to discuss this. I bookmarked the shit and I have it highlighted on a screenshot.
Nice.
They have a definition of body areas, and some of the ways that they define it, you can kind of tell it's female specific. It's the same people who make the high school argument of, well, it applies to guys too. Yeah,
where
not
a
the
bra
same.
or pasties would be worn is literally in here.
Yeah, they make
Bust line.
Wow.
Well, and breastbone is defined as the area on the body between the breasts. And it's you will never hear a guy's chest referred to as breasts, by the way.
So have you seen my man boobs? No, fuck.
No, but in general, you could tell some of the language is very female specific. And dress codes like this, to me, always are. These are always female targeting. Good job. These sorry. These kinds of things to me are always female targeting because yes, they apply to men and women. Men are not going to have any of these issues. A guy, regardless of your size, regardless if you think you qualify to wear a bra, a guy will never have to make the decision when he's getting dressed for stream of, are my breasts so big that I'm going to suddenly have cleavage in this completely normal, slightly V-necked shirt? There are women who could just wear a normal V-neck, but they're so well endowed in their chest that they're going to have cleavage, and that's immediately a higher maturity rating, even if they're a very all ages friendly streamer.
So, if you guys are saying your breastbone, does that mean what I'm wearing? Because I just realized now, does that mean I'd be banned on Mixer?
Here to
You
here.
wouldn't be banned. You just you'd have to be considered 18 plus.
That's
No,
ridiculous.
breastbone is not allowed at all. That's not 18 and up. Breastbone is a ban. That's what it is. It says it's never allowed.
Well, shit. I guess I'm banned.
It says it cannot be visible.
Breastbone
That's true.
cannot be visible.
Well,
But,
yes,
like,
yeah.
The
from what-
area
like,
of the
from what I've
body
seen-
between the breasts, which would be right here.
So I guess I'm stuck on Twitch forever, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't switch over to Mixer.
There goes your $40 million
Sorry,
contract offer.
Yeah,
and on a content note too, you hear a lot of body art streamers who do body painting, and I love special effects makeup. I
Right.
would you can't do they joke that they're instead of body paint artists, they joke that they're shoulders up artists because they're not allowed to be seen as potentially naked. They literally say in there nobody should have to guess if you're wearing a top. Where if you watch body art YouTubers, they'll wear a tube top, but they cut it so you don't see it because obviously that fucks up the illusion. If you see a giant pink bra strapped across like a Borderlands 3 cosplay paint.
Well, I mean, if I had to give my opinion on it, I'd probably I'd have to, I guess you say, give the Devin Nash approach. Ultimately, it can seem fucked up, but ultimately it's their platform. They can do whatever they want with it, and so like whatever like they decide the rules for their platform. Like it's one of those things where like it's not like Mixer is in a public place, Twitch is in a public place. This is a platform that they've created that they want people to produce content on. If this is how they want to like classify their content, or these are the standards that they want their content to have, then that's what it is. Like at the end of the day, like it's clothing isn't a protected class. So like Twitch can't make a rule to where like no black streamers are allowed on our platform, but they can make a rule that like no streamers no streamers are allowed to wear do-rags on our platform because do-rags aren't a protected class. So at the end of the day, Mixer's doing this because they want to appeal to a specific market or to like a specific demographic or a specific brand. And ultimately it's like if that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do. This is kind of like ultimately they're doing it because they don't want. Twitch has obviously had a lot of ambiguity of what's okay and what's not okay recently, and it's changed a lot, especially in the last 2 years. They don't want that because they want to make it very, Microsoft more importantly wants to make it very clear to the people they're like approaching for ad buys and things like that what type of content is expected and what type of content they can expect on their platform, which is why they literally have 3 different rating streams. Like Twitch technically has a mature stream filter, which doesn't really do anything for Twitch. But like on top of that, like
yeah, just look at the DVD community in chatters.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But it's like realistically, like they have T-rated streams so they can sell T-rated ads, or the regular like every E for everyone ads won't play on streamers when they're rated T for teen or when they're rated 18 plus for mature and things like that. Like if there's certain games, even like if you're playing Gears of War, you are not allowed to be in the like everyone section, I think, at all if you're playing Gears of War, or unless you have the gore or violence like turned off or whatever. I can't remember. Someone was going into it in like another stream, but like they're doing what they're doing. They're essentially trying to get ahead of Twitch, which they've already been ahead of for a long time, but like they're trying to get ahead of Twitch in terms of like selling their ad marketing, like whether or not like how, you know what I mean? Like how they approach advertisers to be able to actually get these big buys, like things like that, like NFL and stuff like that Twitch currently has and other stuff. But
So to me, like I agree with you on all that. It's their platform; they can do what they want with it, right? But also with their guidelines here, phrasing is important. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's
Phrasing is very important. If you don't want
Now-
to exclude certain groups, then don't make text that definitely obviously points to certain groups.
yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
And like I said, to be fair, because the CEO of Mixer actually spoke out about his guidelines after people like started talking about it recently, and he immediately said like it's something they're looking at, something they're going to be updating, but it's also something they wrote 3 years ago, like when they made the full transition of being owned by Microsoft and being rebranded as Mixer. So it's like it's old, it's dated. They plan to update it, but you know what I mean. It's just one of those things. Just as Twitch, quote unquote, is evolving and having us hold them accountable, it's something they hope to evolve as their platform grows. All major streamers having their stream keys change and being forced 24 hours if they get a new webcam. Oh, hold on, what's this?
So,
Sorry.
Dahlia, did you have anything to retort to that? Did you have anything else to add or you wanted to bring up?
No, I think Marilyn kind of covered it with the phrasing. Like language is important because yes, it's their platform. I completely agree with that. Just as streamers have the option not to be on the platform if they don't want to deal with those kinds of rules. I just feel like the way it's worded, and in general, I've always thought this about most dress codes that seem high school dress codes, which this is exactly a high school dress code. It literally targets women, and it forces women to have a different way of streaming on your platform that could hurt their viewership if they are a certain kind of streamer. I'm not, but if I was a family friendly stream and I like targeted myself as I wanted to make content that is family friendly and that brings in families, especially because a lot of Mixer's viewer base is younger than Twitch's. It would immediately be more difficult for me to stream on Mixer just based on dress code alone, because I have to be so much more careful about how I'm dressed.
Well, and unfortunately, too, that actually leads more into a societal problem than it does actually a media platform problem. So, like, I agree with you. Like, a lot of dress codes, hell, you can go beyond dress codes. A lot of your law, a lot of your literature are sexist in nature. A lot of your laws are still racist in nature. What I'm getting at is, unfortunately, that's a society issue. If you go that far into it, like the fact that dress codes largely do target women. Why is it okay for men to show their titties even if they're fat and have man boobs, but women can't? You know, like, why is it a big deal if women breastfeed in public and have to feel like cave goblins and hide their kid while they literally give it nourishment? You know,
or
like
business casual.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
like,
sexist. Sexist.
Unfortunately, it's. And Mixer falls right along line with it, but unfortunately, it's an issue of in society that most of the laws are sexist, especially when they involve dress codes, and a lot of the language has to do with that, which is it's kind of telling of society in general.
Yeah, I think the two things you guys got to remember here is like Microsoft is way more involved. Like one, Mixer isn't like it was its own platform. It was called Beam. It got bought by Microsoft, rebranded to Mixer, and like. So more than likely, the wording from this, based on all of it, sounds like it probably came directly from Microsoft and not necessarily from like Mixer themselves, like for one. And the other part of this too is you got to understand like Microsoft is, when it comes to Twitch and Amazon, like Amazon is like, I think Twitch is like 1% of like Amazon's yearly earnings. As big as Twitch is, it's really not a big part of Amazon's thing, even though they're putting a lot of resources towards it. It's not their first concern when it comes to Amazon. They have millions of other things.
Twitch to Amazon is just bonus bucks. They don't give a fuck.
On the flip side of this, though, Mixer is a huge part of Microsoft's Xbox production. Now, Xbox
isn't it like as soon as you turn your Xbox on, you see a Mixer ad? Like, you can't even turn your Xbox on.
It's not even necessarily a Mixer ad, but there is a default like panel for it. So like you've got like your homepage, you've got your Mixer page, you've got like they understand.
Right. What I'm saying is, to Microsoft, they're pushing the fuck out of it. It matters.
Yeah, exactly. Like Mixer's a big deal for them. Like they're having Mixer attached. They want Mixer attached to every one of their Xboxes. You can default stream to Mixer from Xbox. You can actually default stream to Mixer from your Windows 10 PC if you just hit the Windows G button. So like Mixer is very important to their gaming branch of like what Microsoft is pushing. And so they want, since they bought Mixer, they want to make sure that Mixer is in line with Microsoft's values. So like seeing the things like you're like saying like, oh, this is almost business casual, more than likely came from someone who does Microsoft's dress code and said like, hey, this is what's allowable, or like what's allowed for people who are representing Microsoft. Therefore, this is going to be what's allowed for anyone representing Mixer because they're still representing Microsoft by default.
It's
so
true.
like, and again, like, I'm not saying like I personally don't agree with it, but at the same time, I understand the reasoning for it. I prefer them to be transparent about it than not transparent about it.
Well, and let's bounce off of that, Shino, because Convo Breaker brings it up in chat. Let me reread. I know he said it, but let me sure. Okay, yeah. So it's dumb as shit. Like he was kind of joking. It's dumb as shit that Miz is. He wouldn't be able to stream on Mixer with that outfit. But the fact that we even know that is more informative than Twitch TOS. And I think that's something that's a very good point he brought up. Yeah. Okay. So Dahlia came in with the hot take. She doesn't like the TOS. It's kind of high school and sexist. Shino, while agreeing, says it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I think we can agree. At the very least, we know what the fuck it is, and they're very uniform in how they apply it. So yeah,
and to be completely fair, I'm not positive Miss Izzy wouldn't be able to wear what she's wearing. Like it might be.
We're using exaggerated
There's no
examples.
cleavage showing. I promise.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
obviously, Twitch has like financial reasons why they would leave it so abstract in their TOS, because a lot of their high earning women streamers, they like to
Be a
Hell,
little bit
not
more
even just women.
flamboyant.
Not even just women. It's been
You
kind
think
of
Canoe?
known. It's been, yeah, I was gonna say it's been known. Like if you're a bigger streamer or you're in the upper echelon, like you get a little bit of a special treatment, even if you're a guy. But especially some of the girls for sure. And the piggyback off that Cleo burrito, they actually. It's actually in Twitch's benefit to remain anonymous or ambiguous because
Yeah.
because number one, for people that are like, I don't like how random the bans are, they're not uniform. I hope people realize if Twitch decides, okay, you guys want uniform bans, now there's no gray area. And what I mean by that is a lot of people saying they want uniform TOS, they want uniform moderation. All right, but the problem is Twitch will be even more fucking censored because now it's, okay, instead of looking at the context of how you messed up and occasionally Twitch getting it wrong, not banning Alinity for throwing a cat, banning someone for saying the word idiot and it sounded like the N-word. Meanwhile, Tfue literally just got done saying the N-word with the soft A. There was no confusion. He actually said it. He's not banned. So you have situations like that where there are unfair bans, but the flip side, and this is what people don't think about, is if Twitch decides just to be uniform in their bans, there is no gray area. So if you fuck up, you're banned, even if it was a minor infraction in your first one. And people got to be careful what they wish for. If people want, stricter moderation and more uniform bans, well, all right, you better not even slip up 1% because then it's just going to be immediate, no question, no context.
And a lot of people were saying they're getting banned for no reason. Like there was one big thing where people were saying like XQ accidentally showed a couple pixels of
the safe for work porn thing. Yeah,
and I was just like, well, he was watching the safe for work porn thing, so he was watching porn on stream basically, just an edited version.
He knew what he was getting
frame
into.
that was unedited. So yeah, he shouldn't have been watching porn on stream whether it was edited or not, and two, shouldn't have been like the fact that it was unedited is just double down on that. There was like another thing in chat where I think Mitten asked about a Mixer webcam thing. The basic to my understanding of that is essentially kind of just straightforward. Essentially what Mitten said was Mixer apparently has a thing where if you don't stream with a webcam normally and you plan to use a webcam when streaming, which I'm not too positive on that, but I'll double check on it. But that apparently they change your stream key and make you wait 24 hours before you're able to stream with the webcam. I'm pretty sure the reasoning, if I had to guess the reasoning for that, if it's a recent thing, would be just to send people basically a tutorial video or a course to explain these are our requirements or these are our rules for webcamming, to make sure that they watch the video before going immediately into a stream and just throwing a webcam on. But that being said, I know Ice Poseidon's been on Mixer and hasn't had to not have a webcam. And to my understanding, he just made an account and hopped on. He might have omitted the part that he had to watch a course first before doing a webcam. So I'm not too sure exactly how all that works or what's going on there. But I'll dig more into it, and then next time we have a podcast, I'll let you guys know what I find. Yeah.
You're so informative, Shino.
Anything else on the Mixer TOS? Or did we cover everything? Are we good?
I want to know something I do like that is probably never going to happen to Twitch, but really fucking should. Mixer has basically creator codes for Mixer. So if you use an Xbox Game Pass, which literally everyone on Mixer probably should, you type in Mixer code, and your creator will get a percentage every month from you buying your Game Pass. So I need every game that we play to start doing this, to start paying us for promoting their game. It's really where I'm at.
You know how much it pissed me off? Okay, so I've streamed some variety. All right, I've streamed Far Cry 5. That was the only game Twitch allowed me to sell through my channel, where it literally at the bottom of the stream, it'll show a little button, buy. It's the same price, but it supports Taller Toast. So Far Cry 5 has been the only game I've streamed that's let me sold the game through my page, okay? I sold 5 copies to my viewers. Meanwhile, people have told me I convinced over 45 plus people to buy Yakuza 0. I convinced over 25 people to buy Slay the Spire. Where's my fucking cut? I literally am directly, and I will brag about it, I was directly the cause for people buying these games. Why don't I have a creator code? Why did, I agree with you, Shino. Like, what the fuck, man?
Dead
Like,
by Daylight wants to drop a battle pass. I need my Dead by Daylight creator code. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, like, I'm sorry. I'm probably, over the 3 years I've streamed DVD, I'm probably, a lot of us streamers, no matter how big our channels are, we're probably directly responsible for people wanting to play the game. Like,
yeah. So, I don't know. I just need that to be a thing. But I think that's really cool that Mixer's doing that. Just because it's a way to support creators. Like, I just think in my head how many League content creators would be better off if they weren't worried about YouTube Riot revenue, if they just had a League of Legends creator code where every time someone bought Riot points or bought things from the Riot shop,
don't they
got
do
a
that with
percentage of
Fortnite? Like, you can have code 72 hours and shit?
Yeah, dude, the amount of money that you can, like, not even being a big content creator, but like if you're someone like 72 size, the amount of money you make from that, you could literally just never make YouTube videos and still make decent money to like take care of yourself and not like be more willing to try new things, dude. I don't know. But buying the skins, exactly, like buying the skins to dress like your favorite streamers. That's what I'm saying. Like, how many people like go out and buy skins because we showcase skins on stream? How many people want it to be in the charity pack? You know what I mean? Like, we need a creator code. I need people to be pushing for this, like just all of gaming in general at this point. If we're like actually influencing these people to pay these games, I need you to like actually pay us for like doing this, all right? I need us all to be taken care of. We need to get paid, okay? So we can pay our bills, take care of our kids, buy lollipops, smart water.
Yes.
Specifically only smart water though.
And specifically lollipops.
I'm lying. This is actually Kroger water in a smart water bottle. I just like their bottles.
Oh my
Fuck their
god.
water.
He just buys it and pours it out and puts Kroger water in it.
Hell yeah, dude.
As far as creator like monies and stuff like that, do you realize too how many streamers have like cat cams and dog cams? Like at this point, like PetSmart and Petco and shit could be sponsors on Twitch. For
It's true, actually.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. There's a box. I'm doing like a thing with a company called Kitnip. If you have a cat,
Kitnip. Yes. I've got
they're
that
actually
before.
sponsoring. They're actually sponsoring or looking to sponsor a bunch of streamers. They're like sending them boxes for free to unbox in the stream. I just did like a thing for them as well as a thing for like one of the streamers are doing it for. So I mean, if you're a streamer, you should reach out to them. Just tell them you stream and you have a cat and your cat's on stream.
I just want to know where my fucking Diet Dr. Pepper and Bang Energy drink sponsorships are. I've been pushing these
Dang,
products for
so
fucking
much money, dude. Oh,
Cody, the Kitnip box, that was Comanche's Christmas present, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
I know,
the
and he
Christmas
still to
present
this day plays with one of the fucking toys too. He loves it.
I mean, I'm telling you, they do a monthly box and send it to a bunch of streamers for free, man. I'm just all you gotta do is send them an email. You know what I'm saying? Get paid and you get
Make
Kitnip
a
for
note.
Comanche. Might have Comanche roll up on you like, hey, listen to me. I need my Kitnip. You've been late three
Like, I need the good
times.
stuff.
You go live today. You understand me, Toast? No, I'm not calling you Cody today. Today it's Toast.
Yeah.
You make me my Kitnip.
Man, if only you knew Comanche's voice that I give him when he's an evil little shit.
Was that it? Well, that's the voice. I have to know now.
No one gets to hear it.
Everyone has a cat voice. Come on.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I've heard it.
I want to know.
Nobody hears his voice I give him. Nobody. He doesn't deserve it. He's a little
Voice.
shit. Hey, you all saw him attack me whenever he showed his true colors, all right? You know he's a little shit. He's an asshole. I love him, but he's an asshole.
They're all assholes. Mine is too.
What is it? Dogs actually miss you when you're gone. Cats miss you until you feed them.
Comanche's like,
What the fuck? Cleo, what the fuck?
I'm still
Voice
in the
changer.
honeymoon phase. For the record, I can't contribute to this. I'm still in the honeymoon phase of cat ownership. My cat is an angel and will never be an asshole. I'm still
How
in
old is
that.
your cat?
She's 4.
Oh,
Aw.
good. At least
But
in
no,
this
she's in the honeymoon phase, so the cat can do no wrong until it gets annoying a month
I
later.
literally just got the cat last night. So I'm still very much in the honeymoon phase of you're a sweet angel and you will never do anything wrong. As I hear her fucking up my carpet right now.
Going wild. Feed me, mortal.
or the
Bring
carpet
me
gets it.
more catnip.
All right. So I discovered this next topic last night, and it kinda is Monka-esque. So apparently there was a lawsuit settled by the FCC with YouTube, which means the big boys are involved. There's nothing you can do about this. Apparently in the settlement, YouTube agreed that you cannot advertise to children, that cannot discern between actual content in a video and an ad. What I mean is the FCC just made an agreement with YouTube. FTC, yeah. They just made an agreement with with YouTube that if there are anything content related that's dedicated towards kids, you cannot run ads on them. This means content creators that, for example, stream Minecraft, and they stream to largely 99% a children player base. They will no longer get ad revenue. 95%. Devin Nash said that roughly they would lose 95% of their ad revenue. And this is just YouTube. But there is billions of dollars in ad revenue involving children, because children's the number one market for media. They have the highest level of retention. There's the highest level of susceptibility of selling your product to them. Yeah. And now YouTube just made an agreement. You can no longer do that. And there's concern that this might apply to other areas of media. Now, the government is very slow in catching up with the current internet trends. That's why piracy is still all around, and you very rarely ever get in trouble for it, because current law is very slow to keep up with internet. And that's why you're just now starting to see things like this where they determine that you can no longer have advertisements dedicated towards kids. So I don't really have a question for you guys, but I guess we're more just asking to discuss this, because this can apply to Twitch. People who stream to children, like Fortnite family-friendly streamers, will no longer have ad revenue if this applies to Twitch. And this could be seen in other areas of media. And who knows where it stops? Maybe you can no longer have ads over video games, or who knows what crazy area this can take this to. But yeah, I don't really know how to start off with a question on this, more as just discuss what do you guys think about this YouTube pulling the plug on advertising the kids and getting rid of the ad revenue for one of the largest markets of their media platform.
No more Purple Heinz ketchup.
Explain. What do we got?
I remember that.
Okay. I can elaborate on this on a little bit if you want, because I was the one who gave this story to Devin. But essentially what happened was YouTube had a lawsuit. They had to sell a bunch of things. But on top of that lawsuit, as you were saying, is they don't think, because kids right now watch like majority of YouTube because they have the time to do so. They're on their tablet, they're on their phone, they're on their TV, their Xbox, whatever. They watch the majority of YouTube. More importantly, little kids don't use ad block, and they don't skip ads, especially because a lot of the ads on kids shows or kids stuff is other toys, so they're just watching the ads for the toys. Yeah. But the reasoning before this is a lot of right now the focus is like toy content on YouTube, which is some of the biggest ad revenue. Like I think it's like Tommy's Toy Reviews or something like that is one of the big ones. The main reason for this is obviously this kid gets a toy, he plays with the toy, he makes a bunch of money on YouTube because a bunch of kids are watching it. However, because the people who are watching his videos are so young, essentially the FTC is saying they're not old enough to understand when he's saying Target paid me to play with this toy, as opposed to I just bought this toy when it's cool.
And let me add, by the way, let me add to this too, because I think this is kind of important. On top of, so mind you guys, people that have been streaming on YouTube towards kids mainly, this is their income. This is their business. Apparently with this announcement, YouTube is only giving them 4 months. They actually put a date on it. But YouTube are giving these content creators only 4 months to completely shift their content and their audience.
Whoa.
I think that's very important when we go into this discussion, because that's kind of that's literally telling me or any of us that stream DBD, hey, you have a week to go stream and build a community just as big on another platform. Good luck. Like,
yeah. To be fair though, I'm pretty sure YouTube fought for that 4 months. Like I'm pretty sure the FCC probably wanted it immediately, and YouTube probably fought for the 4 months for them to be able to like have this transition time for their creators. But essentially, what YouTube is going to be doing to like help deal with this is they're putting $100 million of their own money to work with a lot of these creators to make curated content for YouTube Kids that basically they create to help. So some of these people will be transitioning to essentially doing YouTube Red, but doing YouTube Kids basically, since they already had kid-related content. But the reason why, as Toast was saying, it's concerning is the FTC guideline for this just kind of said anything targeting kids. So this could be toys, movies, or games. And obviously games like Fortnite or Minecraft have a majority younger like audience appeal. Kid content creators do great on Twitch. Twitch will be minimally affected.
Ignore chat. That's one of the rules of the podcast. Yeah, ignore chat. I'll incorporate chat. Yeah.
Gotcha. But basically, that's kind of like the general idea is that. Sorry, I'm just minimizing it. I'm used to keeping it up, but I'll just minimize it real quick.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, but essentially, it's just one of those things where like, if you're doing like right now, Minecraft's seeing a resurgence because so many people are playing Minecraft and they're getting really good CPM on Minecraft again because kids don't use ad block and kids don't skip ads. What they're saying is, whether or not Minecraft and Fortnite will be targeted will be iffy, but there's concerns there, obviously, because those are technically kid games. But if the content creator is not a kid content creator, say like PewDiePie, who curses during his videos and things like that, will he be hit? Will he not be hit? And things like that are kind of why people are really concerned, because this could have this is meant to target basically a lot of the toy like YouTubers.
From what I'm hearing, it doesn't matter if your content is aimed at, and that's what the ambiguity comes from is like what's the line. But apparently, from what the literature says, like literally, if your content aimed at kids, even if that's not what you intended, you're affected. That's what I'm hearing. But
I mean, I feel like intention should be part of that as well. Like, I'm sure, like, yes, a lot of kids watch PewDiePie, but again, he like cusses in his streams and stuff. Same with like Markiplier and all that. Like, yes, children watch it, but I don't think Markiplier means for children to watch it. So, like, is that really his fault?
Yeah, I think you're just gonna see like a bunch of mature filters like go, but nothing's really gonna change. They're just
kids are still gonna watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like, so the concern here is not the kids aren't going to watch it, is that the people aren't going to make it anymore. Because if they're like, if I make a YouTube video that used to pay me, also kid ad revenue was like anywhere between like 5 to 10 times what regular ad revenue is. So
yeah, the kid market's ridiculous.
Yeah, PewDiePie would average like maybe between $1 to $3 CPM for his videos, as to where like Tommy's Toy Reviews would go anywhere between $10 and $20 per 1,000 views for CPM. So like, a lot more money is being lost. This is like a majority of like where YouTube money is made right now is either this or girl makeup, like the makeup people. If you guys ever seen like Jeffree Star and all them, the beauty gurus. Majority it's either toys or beauty gurus. So like you'll probably see a lot of people switching into beauty from the toy section. But it's like, but nah. But,
interesting.
That's kind
okay.
of
I want to make something clear. Okay. So chat seems a little confused by this. So it's not that these people are getting deplatformed at all. They can make the same exact content. What we're saying is it's getting rid of their ability to monetize the videos. So if somebody makes their living by uploading every day 2 10-minute videos aimed towards children, well, they're relying on the ads that are on that video to pay them. And since there are so many kids and the kid market is absolutely tremendously huge, that it's a big source of income. Well, what this does is it'll put these YouTube channels and it'll get rid of their ability to have the ads on videos that are targeted to kids. So they can still make the content. They're just not getting paid for it. They lose their ability to make money is what we're saying.
The other thing too is they're also losing their ability to comment and be able to have notifications. So they won't be able to send notifications out for their videos like other YouTubers will. They won't be able to have a community section where they can post to their community, say they have their own toys or any other call to actions they use to help, like, you know, pay for their brand merch. They won't be able to use the comment section or their community section to send out call to action and things like that. So it is essentially stripping them of all of their ability to quote unquote monetize the kids or like communicate with these kids directly, which could be I mean, it's like, to be real, like you said, it's devastating. Like losing 95, going from making anywhere from like $1,000 a month to going to making like $50 a month on your content, like would be huge. Like, and a lot of them are making a lot more than 1,000 a month. But just imagine going, like, literally your boss telling you, hey, like, we're cutting your paycheck by 95% in 4 months, so like figure it out. It's pretty much like what all these content creators have been told. So
like,
and whether or not that'll bleed into the game or not.
imagine your advertisement you can run on your channel as like labels. So like, okay, I'm a Minecraft YouTuber, so I can run ads for adults, children, gamers. Like, imagine they check all these boxes, but the one box that gets me all my money is the one that's labeled advertisements for children. They're just basically yoinking that from people. So they can run advertisements, but it's only targeted to adults. And if you make content directed mainly towards kids, that's just GG.
Well, I was gonna ask, can you still have like a sponsored stream? Like, can you get like a product to sponsor you, and then it doesn't matter? Like, if you do it, it's not necessarily an ad, but you kind of run it yourself. Like,
so that's the issue. So this came to fruition because the FTC decided that it's not really fair to advertise to children because they have no way to discern what's clickable, what's the video, what's not the video, what's going to cost money. So I would imagine that would also apply for sponsors because it's still an ad you're running on your video, and kids aren't going to know that, they're not going to know any better. And that's what this law is going to target, is advertisements to kids who don't know any better. So I would assume that would also mean sponsorships depending on the product. That's a guess. That's an assumption.
And it's possible that might still work, but even in those scenarios where say I do one sponsored video a week, this would maybe push me to say do 2 or 3 or maybe even more. But even in those scenarios, because people can't comment on my videos, people can't like my videos, those are things that YouTube uses a lot of times to help determine how well a video is doing in order to spread it out to other people. And then there's also the fear, because these videos aren't being monetized, whether or not they'll be essentially censored or like removed from other YouTube algorithms, like for trending and things like that, in order to get their videos promotion. So it's like, if I'm going, like, not only could this hurt me in terms of I'm not getting ad revenue, but if my videos just aren't getting sent out to as many people, then I'm going to make less money on those sponsorships down the line too, simply because I'm not getting as many eyes, so they're not going to be as willing to pay as much for me to showcase their product or whatever.
You'll probably see those sponsors just dropping off of YouTube anyways. So
yeah,
eventually.
I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a big, I don't know what the next, YouTube was like a big move where like people are moving the advertising from like YouTube, or like from traditional media and whatnot to YouTubers because they were like getting better returns on that. I feel like you're probably going to see a big boom of people doing personal websites and like personal subscriptions and things like that. I don't know how long it'll be before, the FTC starts cracking down on people who have private websites where they do stuff like this. But I feel like it is getting to the point where a lot of content creators are essentially having to move off of the platforms they're making their money on. And the only ones who've done really well are the ones who've like essentially made a separate website out of monetized their private websites, so they don't have to deal with YouTube or worry about YouTube as much. We've seen this like with people like Philip DeFranco, but even crazies like Alex Jones and stuff like that, where like essentially they had to move everything off platform, but are like doing better now that everything they do is private as opposed to doing it like on YouTube.
I think one of the most recent ones was Steven Crowder. He just got demonetized because of his shirts that's targeting. It was homophobic in nature, and he just got demonetized. So like he could still upload to YouTube. He just wasn't making money on his videos. Cleo Burrito, looks like you were gonna say something. You want to chime in?
I know it wasn't the purple ketchup. You did that before.
It was important. Okay, so now I remember. So it's a bomb, especially considering the community that we're in Twitch. And Shino, I know you make your living on streaming. At the end of the day, we're artists, and this is part of the pain that we have to go through. Like we can never really assume what the climate or predict what the climate is going to be with the government, with the laws, with society, what the culture might be. But we have to evolve with it, or we have to combat it in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know, this is something coming down the pipeline. And I think 4 months is a substantial amount of time to combat it, but you've got to be working like
Well, and it's
Fucking
4
ridiculous, like-
months to just like, man, I'm trying to think of how long I've been streaming, with minimal success. It's like you give me 4 months to redo all of that. Fuck me.
Well, I think the big thing here is like a lot of the creators hit hardest by this were the ones who are making the most. If they were using their money wisely beforehand, they should still be okay, to be honest. And like I said, it was probably a couple $100 million a year. YouTube is still going to be pouring that money into those creators themselves because they want to keep that content coming. So they're just going to be subsidizing it themselves. Obviously, that means YouTube's going to have more influence, which some of those creators may not like or may not want to be a part of. Or to be fair, they may not even get chosen by YouTube for that. But I think like, what the hell? Sorry. I think like the scary part about that though, is like you said, is it's just having your entire life change in 4 months. Even if like, I think, and even more important, like if you're living check to check making this type of content, like having 4 months to figure out like what your next job is going to be because you're not going to be able to do this anymore, or how you're going to adapt it to still be able to do this is probably really scary in my opinion.
Let this be an announcement to all you up and coming wannabe streamers, or maybe you're growing your channel. You don't want to be expensive car rich. And what I mean by, or you don't want to be a nice car broke. And what I mean by that is, I almost fell into it. It's real easy to get a little bit of success and you get a little extra money and you decide, I want to spend it on a nice car. But now, streaming so volatile, you're not making the money you were. You got this nice ass car that you can't even afford the payments on. So what Shino's saying is, like, especially with these YouTube content creators, the ones that are affected the most are the ones that have the most money. So let's hope they're not, expensive car broke, because you don't want to be expensive car broke. You would hope they would invest and prepare for this, but it still sucks that, they just got hit with this and they got 4 months to,
I'm really concerned about the kids who do these channels because their parents make all their money. Like, and I'm really concerned that these parents actually put this money away for these kids so that they can still at least use it when they're of age, as opposed to like probably having, you guys know, like all those child star parents from like Hollywood
Lindsay Lohan.
whose parents just blew all their money. And like to have this happen to them for like, you know what I mean? Like the Tommy kid, to have them make all of this money for all this time. And like you said, like you're not even nice car broke. Your parents are nice car broke.
Yeah.
And now you're losing it and you're not even going to get the essentially like revel in the fruits of your own work for years, even if it did all like come to an end. You know what I mean? This is also the importance of diversifying. Don't just be on YouTube. Be on Vimeo. Be on Daily Motion. Be on Twitch. Be on Mixer when they do their VOD program. Look at a bunch of the other new stuff, man. Diversify your content, people.
I will say,
That's true.
I will say, as a parent who sees some of the stuff my kids watched, like I can guarantee my kids are obsessed with one YouTuber that's a kid. He's like 12 and he plays Fortnite and Minecraft and things like that. I know that kid's not getting any of the money coming from his channel, and it sucks because the kid, like, his parents aren't writing his script. He's a pretty like smart kid for entertaining it, and that's what sucks too, is these kids are like gaining that public speaking talent, and they're not getting they get that benefit, but they're not getting to like enjoy the fruits of their labor.
It's like
at
the
all.
child stars
Yeah,
in
no,
Hollywood.
it
It
really
made-
is.
It
It
made me
is.
think exactly of has any of my musical friends ever heard Avenue Q?
Yes.
Yes.
It
yes.
made me immediately think of Gary Coleman's line when they're all singing about how their life sucks. And he literally has that whole line of, I'm Gary Coleman from TV's Different Strokes. I made a lot of money that got stolen by my folks. Like, he has a whole part about it. And
Yep.
that's exactly what's happening. But then, like, on the other hand, you have these people that stream towards kids that literally all they do is just open really shit toys on videos. And those guys are basically the McDonald's of kids' YouTube, because like anyone
It's
who's
such a
worked in
strange trend to me.
It is,
Just,
yeah.
let's be honest. That's such
No,
a weird thing
I-
to me.
I will never understand it. I ask my kids, why do you like watching that? They're like, because it's toys. I'm like, do you not see the whole room of
You
toys
have.
that I have for you? Why are you watching
It's
these
not the
piece
new
of
one though.
Dude, they aren't even new toys. They're like piece of shit dollar store things that they're like
Yeah.
opening up boxes
Okay,
of.
But it's a new dollar store one. I haven't seen this one yet. It just came out.
Be right back, chat,
Yeah, I
guys.
mean, I guess
if you
to
like
be
what you see, hit the
fair,
follow
like, I
button. We
watch
do these almost
guru
every other Friday.
videos where
Hit the
people,
follow
like,
button. Love you
play
guys. I'll
with
be right back.
makeup palettes and stuff. So I guess that's my version of children playing with toys.
Yeah, but I watch those too, and that's makeup I will never afford. because I'm not paying $50 for a fucking 6
Fair.
eyeshadow palette.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Thank
that's
you.
a big
Thank
difference,
you.
I think.
Okay, but
compared
mom's
it-
never gonna buy me all of these, so I at least want to see how they work. Maybe I don't want it.
I compared
No, but-
it to McDonald's. I compared it to McDonald's because if anyone's worked at McDonald's, you know how they make their money. A cup of soda for McDonald's, you're paying what, like it's $1 for any size, depending on where
Yeah.
you get it from. It costs them literally 5 cents to
Yep.
make that large soda, so it's nothing but profit. Well,
Yeah,
these people are
100%.
going
Same
to
thing at
dollar
pizza
stores and
places.
buying out shit toys and then getting like thousands of dollars in monetization.
Well,
That's
no,
pure
Dwight.
profit.
100%.
Dwight.
Like the same thing at pizza places. There are YouTubers who go to Dead by Daylight. They click on it. They click at top clips. They download the top 20 clips from Dead by Daylight for the day. They put them in a video. They maybe attach a little name to it so you know where the video came from. Gamers for you, and then they just upload it 3 times a week, and they make $3,000 a month doing that.
That's
That's it.
ridiculous.
Intro,
Yeah, that
outro,
is.
and yeah.
That's
Stealing someone else's content.
Yep.
That's
I mean,
ridiculous.
y'all not putting y'all streams on YouTube anyway, so y'all never know.
That's
Which is
true.
also true.
That's fair.
I did want to
Touche.
make a comment about like advertising to children and like having a mountain of toys like they already have. There was one quote from Silence of the Lambs, and I was like, "We covet what we see," and I was like, "Yes, that is what kids do, and that is why it's illegal now."
Yeah, but I mean,
Adults do
like,
it too. But
well,
yes.
It's true.
a lot
It's
of
very
ways
true.
to implement. And to be fair, it's not all bad. Like Gary Vee goes to like yard sales or like basically garage sales and yard sales and buys stuff for like super cheap, and then he resells them. But then he also makes a video about him doing it, and it's turned into a video series. And now that video series probably makes him more money than he makes rebuying and flipping these things at garage sales. But simply because people like watching people find cool stuff at garage sales. That's why pawn stores did so well. And like
American
what is it?
Pickers.
What is it? Is that what the storage wars? Storage wars. It's storage
Storage
wars.
Storage
Wars.
Wars.
Yep.
Well, Storage Wars makes money off the drama, but like that guy, I've seen that guy. He's literally American Pickers for YouTube, where they go to other people's stuff and take it, and they're like, I'm gonna make this much cooler and sell it for 3 times what you just sold it for me, so you can watch the episode later on TV and fucking hate yourself.
Oh, God.
I bought
It's
this
like-
from you for $1 and I'm selling it for 500.
Yeah.
People in my chat ask me all the time if I ever go by Pawn Stars because it's around the corner from me, and I'm like, it's like 5 minutes away, but I just don't feel like the camera crew's never there. It's never that interesting unless they're filming. Like, not a lot going on there. But I have gotten drunk with them before.
Nice.
Well, there you've got
Everybody
that.
Everybody drinks on Fremont Street. Nobody drinks on the Strip.
Hey, let me interrupt real quick. Guys in chat,
That's
don't
true.
names. One of the oldest rules of Twitch: don't like name drop people and shit talk other streamers. It's kind of cringe, bro. Don't do that shit. Stop it. Behave, chat. We're having good conversation. Behave yourselves. What the fuck, chat? God damn it. We're talking about Storage Wars, motherfuckers.
I kind of feel like Pawn Stars is like GameStop. Like if you're selling something, they're like,
No, 100%.
yeah.
Like game, like
I would watch that show.
we were pissed off at
$3.
GameStop
Sorry.
because we had just never dealt with it before. Because like other gaming stores would do it, but they would at least try to be like, they would give you as much as they literally could, but they'd be like, listen, I still have to make a profit to keep the doors open. GameStop is like, listen, I'll give you $3 for it. Selling it for $55. Yeah, I'm selling it for $55. No one's
Man,
gonna buy it from you for $55.
Man, it slayed me seeing people like walk in and trade in their brand new Wii for like $100, man. Like that hurt
Oh,
my
man.
soul.
The only time GameStop worked out for me with the trade-in stuff, the trade-in value swap for the DS was the only one that was a valid trade to me that worked out well for me. I never paid more than like, I think immediately after I got the DS Lite, which was the first DS I had, I don't think I paid more than like a $50 upgrade to get the next
The next
console.
one.
But I also took very fucking good care of my shit. So
I
I
just
will
keep all my
say-
old consoles and never turn them in.
Yeah,
I
me
was,
too.
I was a game.
I wish I would have done that, man. I'm the classic tale of like
have
I was
all of
young.
them.
I was young and dumb, and you know I didn't have a job, and I grew up broke, so there was no real allowance. So when I discovered, oh, I can trade in my old games I don't even play anymore for new things, it was like poggers. But then you know I grew up and I realized, oh, two of the PlayStation 1 games I sold, Suikoden 1 and Suikoden 2, they sell for $100 a piece. They sell
Damn.
so my Suikoden 2 was sealed. That goes for like $300. My Suikoden 1 unsealed goes for like $100, $700 sealed, but it wasn't sealed. I sold Gitaru Man. That was like a Japanese guitar rhythm game that came to the States. That was an $80 game. Sold at the GameStop for $5. Yeah. Dude, the trade-in system got me as a kid, man. Because, you know, starry-eyed young toast doesn't make money. Oh, I can get money for my old unplayed games. Poggers! And then I realized when I grew up, that was a mistake. I regret doing that.
My very first job was at an antique game store. So like I saw all of these games coming in and out. That's the only reason why our store saw traffic is because we always had like the rarest game. But just seeing like what some of these games went for and like knowing like the ones I used to have and the ones I don't have anymore for different reasons, I was like I had Phantasy Star Online 1-2 plus sealed. It was going for like 250. Like I saw we had like a rotating TV list that showed like the top 10 most wanted games that we were looking for. And I remember on my second day, I was like, how much for that game, dog? It's like $250. And I'm like $2.50? Like, nah, we'll give you $250 for it. Like, cash? Like, you'll give me. How much we saw that for? Like $700? Like, what the fuck?
Jesus
Dude.
Christ.
My story has a happy ending. So like GameStop like ripped me off, but like I have a happy ending. I totally bought for $20 the Metal Gear Solid 3, like I think it was called Subsistence. Yeah, I bought it for $20 used, and it had the original box. It had everything. It just had a little sticker on it. It had a little GameStop tag. All of a sudden, someone DMs me, "Hey, Toast, go check eBay." The game was selling for like $250. It just became rare overnight. So it's a success story. I got some of my money back. I totally sold that bitch. All I did was just peel the sticker off.
Yeah, but it's those games, man. I was a GameStop fuckboy. Once I learned, I used to want to work at GameStop, but then once I learned the GameStop was full of shit and hurting.
Oh yeah, you never, yeah.
I would literally go and buy a used game. They had a rule that if you bought a game used, if you didn't like it in 7 days, you could return it.
Yep.
Get your full money.
The GameStop blockbuster method. That's what I called it. The GameStop blockbuster. Yep.
The time, back and forth, dude. If there was a game that I wanted to play but wasn't really like, I didn't buy the collector's edition for it, I was like, yeah, let me get that. He's like, you're gonna be back here tomorrow. I was like, if I beat it tomorrow, yeah.
Did any of you guys buy a new game from GameStop, but it looks suspiciously sealed? Like, did it look like that's not the normal saran wrap? So for those that don't know, GameStop got down and dirty with your shit.
Oh, they were
their workers were very well known for they were allowed to open up new games and play them on their own dollar, their own time. And then as long as before the game was officially released or something like that, or as long as it was the last copy, GameStop has its own sealing machine. So literally, if you ever got those games, but it was sealed weird, congrats, you just bought a used game. And they just shoved it back in the packaging and resealed it as new. So yeah, you just paid $10 more for a used game.
We used to do like every game store used to do so much grimy shit, dude. If we ever got a rare game that I was like looking for, and you came in, it's like you ever went to a GameStop and it's like, hey, it said you guys had a Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask used, the collector's edition. Do you guys still have it? Nah, dog, it ain't here. And
No,
it's
it's
like,
yes, I've done
online.
that.
I called, it's like, nah, man, we I don't know what to tell you, dog. We must have already sold it. That's just right in the drawer, like right next to him. I promise you. When it came in, if it said it was there online, it was there. They just weren't selling it to you. We 100% put that shit in the drawer, and you were just never gonna see it. Like I was buying that as soon as I clocked out. Like, right? Oh man, so much the life. I remember a starry-eyed kid when I used to want to like really work at those games. I wanted to work at the game stores because Game Crazy was cool. The one that was attached to every Hollywood video, Game Crazy, that was a cool one. GameStop, I learned, was like their fuckboy cousin, but somehow GameStop lived and it's probably because GameStop did all the fuckboy shit and Game Crazy never did.
I was gonna say there was two major ones. EB, at least in the Midwest, it was EB Games and
EB,
GameStop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, EB Games. Eventually, GameStop bought out EB Games. They're an electronic boutique. I remember them too. Yeah.
Dahlia, what was you gonna jump in with?
No, I was just gonna say it's a life lesson with the game thing, and I had my tragic heartbreak story of a VHS I sold that I later found out is actually worth thousands of dollars in the original case.
Oh,
Oh god.
I learned at a heartbreaking age of 22 to always check the value of my shit before I sell it to stores because I sold a ton of my Disney VHSs.
Was it Little Mermaid?
Yes, the original penis case.
Yep.
I had the
I had
penis
one of
case,
those.
and it's worth like I
I
found out
had one of
after I
those.
sold it for $5 that now today it's worth like 5,000 or some shit.
Mine got stolen because my mom would invite
No!
questionable people
swear-
to our house, and she stole it. Yeah.
I swear I know where ours is, but I can't find it. And we had one, and I swear to God, it should be in one spot. And I think my parents sold it without me like knowing to like get.
Slap.
I'm
Slap.
like,
Yep.
the-
Yeah,
I'm
especially
like
that
the
one.
exact
Yeah.
opposite of you guys. The whole reason why I don't watch Storage Wars is because I actually lost a storage full of stuff because our mom couldn't pay because we were like super poor when I was young.
Mm.
So I had like a bunch of stuff that was like my shit, but like ever since I was a little kid, I just knew that this shit would be worth money. I knew about baseball cards. In my closet right now, I have 2 unopened Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Xboxes, like the collector edition, like of the best Call of Duty. I like sit on some. I have an unopened version of God of War 3. Like I was selling candy bars at schools. Like I'd buy 2 games. Like why are you getting 2? This is a collector's item. This will be worth money one day. Like when I was like 5 years old and shit. Like this will be worth money.
If you guys want to make easy, if you guys want to make some very easy and very quick investments, anytime, especially Nintendo, they're the most known for this. Anytime Nintendo re-releases their console with a special edition, buy it, never open it. The 3DS had a Pikachu version. You can look it up. So there's a 3D.
I wanted one. I was broke.
There's a 3DS. There's a 3DS with Pikachu on it, and you can look it up. Just look up the 3DS Pikachu version. My friend owns one for personal use, and then they bought one they never opened. I think that goes for upwards of like $500 now. Then wow. I remember there was a I mean, you can look it up. I'm probably wrong, but there was a when Majora's Mask got re-released on the 3DS in a remaster. The Majora's Mask. I remember I got one of the last ever produced Majora's Mask 3DSs for my ex, and it's obviously opened and it's hers. It was a gift. But if I had left that sealed, I could have sold that for a couple hundred. Yeah, there you go, Chief Honk Honk. Yeah, it looks like that. It looks like that picture, but on a 3DS.
My boy, who's like letting my buddy stream at my house, he let me borrow his Wii U. He has the Wind Waker. He has 2 of them. He has the Wind Waker.
Yeah. Yep. That's a rare one.
Just this is worth the price of like an entire Switch or like Xbox. Yep. Just for the gamepad is like $250.
If you guys ever want to make a good quick investment, seriously, when Nintendo's like, "Hey, we're announcing a brand new Pokemon Switch," buy that shit. Never open it. Just never open it.
Here, you guys, what was it? Final Fantasy VII is dropping like a $250 version pretty soon. The new $600 of Cloud. If you buy that and wait 10 years, I bet you it'll be worth like 10 times as much. The Gears Xboxes aren't doing that well. There's 2 Gears Xboxes that are doing well because I have one of them. And then the Gears 4 Xbox isn't doing well. But the new Gears Xbox is probably going to, because it's the last Xbox One X one, is probably going to be really big.
My bad. I wouldn't doubt it. All right. All right, well, while Shino's AFK. Oh, Dahlia. What do we got?
This is worth $200 on eBay if I had never.
Oh,
but I did, and it lost. It's lost the rubber pad on top of the moving button. Because, by the way, that's a piece of shit.
Oh yeah.
Nintendo,
like right now with their Switches, they're offering a buyback. The original Switch Joy-Cons, I have them. The original Switch Joy-Cons, the thumbsticks wear out way too easily. They're known for it on the 3DS.
I just wanted to say this, all right, chat? Oh, I don't know if I'm interrupting somebody.
No, you're good.
All I gotta say, chat, is remember, no Russian. I was a hustler, man.
I applaud you, sir. I applaud you.
You know, I felt really bad for my friend Joe because he invested in the original $600 PS3s back when they were dropped. And his plan was buy them because they were shorted out. Like when the PS3 dropped, there was a shortage. And for those that don't remember, the original PS3s had a built-in PS2 in it, not an emulator, an actual PS2 in it. And he bought 10 of those at price, $600 a piece, sold them each for $500. So sometimes that can backfire. Well, because for those that remember, the PS3's launch was catastrophically terrible.
It was
so
horrible.
bad.
And they ran like super hot and died, and
they died. Yeah,
really bad.
Like, if you,
$600 fucking dollars.
If you bought them early and sold them early, they did terrible. But like when they released the next generation of PS3s, jumped up in price
because of the backwards compatibility. Yeah,
just because of the PS. Even though the backwards compatibility looked ugly as sin, dude.
Oh, dude, it was horrible. Yeah, it was terrible.
But they'd work. At least they'd run.
Yeah,
Bro,
they would run.
Like you were playing a PS1 game. I played Final Fantasy X with that. It looked like you were playing a PS1 game. I swear, like, but it was so good, but it was so bad.
Hey, but all you guys that traded in your PS2s to get that PS3, at least ran.
I still have my Slim in the drawer right here. I got my little
too.
Slim. Yeah, I kept my Slim because I knew it. The PS2 had some of the best Japanese role-playing games of all time, so I can never get rid of that console.
I have
it has
all
too
of
many
my
games.
PlayStations. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Another PlayStation that's worth a lot.
Did you?
There's a Metal Gear Solid 4 PS3, the bundle, and that one and the Final Fantasy 13 all white lightning bundle, which I almost bought. Worth a lot of money, guys. I did this shit a lot. This is how I made my living.
I have a Fire Emblem. Back whenever Conquest and Birthright came out, there was a special Fire Emblem 3DS that's black and white, and I think that, like, I use it, it's personal use, but I think that's going for a couple $100. Dude, something about Nintendo and their handhelds, just gobble those up because they're cheap. They're only like a couple $100, and then they immediately get pretty rare afterwards. I think I might start.
If you can buy them, because they sell out so fast.
There's always a pre-order backlog, and yeah. All right, this is a terrible segue, but let's do it.
Great.
And now for something you'll really like.
And now for the next topic. Dicks, should they be allowed on Twitch?
Yeah.
I can think of several that already stream. So
hey, listen, you don't have to talk about me. I'm right here. Okay, so I know for a fact all of us deal with forms of anxiety. So let's just level with chat. Let's get a little more human to them, let's get a little relatable. As streamers, we're all different size of streamers and do it for different reasons and different styles. I guess it's a two-part. One, what are some daily anxieties you deal with stream? Like on your worst day, it can be a couple things. It can be one thing. What's a big source of anxiety for when you stream? And two, how do you conquer it? What gets you to just get past that little mental roadblock that we often as streamers set ourselves up with?
Well, I know for one, I have an asymmetrical way of speaking, and that has been probably one of my flaws that I have been so self-conscious about. In fact, I am actually working to bring this side up. I don't know. It's just been
do
something
it too.
that I've had.
Like this side of my mouth does not move when I talk.
Yeah.
So I feel you.
and like having bad teeth, it just kind of amplifies that, and I'm like, well, shit, like maybe if I had a perfect smile like some of these other streamers, maybe I would be more popular, but and so like I just keep beating myself down, and I like at some point I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna be a programmer for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna be a creator. So like I do this for fun, and like I'm fine with that at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, like I do it for fun too. So I get nervous too, obviously, and like for me, it's because I can't read quickly, and especially like reading out loud, like for chat, like trying to read what they said and respond at the same time. I always stumble on my words, and like I'll mumble it or something like that, and it always gets me self-conscious too. But at the same time, it's like I do it for fun, and if people don't like it, then I guess all right, whatever. But I'm here to enjoy myself. Might as well just get over it.
So is it the reading speed's your main source of anxiety? Is that like the biggest one, or is that just one of the ones you're thinking of now?
It's just one of the ones that, like, obviously, like, if you have a really fast moving chat, you can't keep up with everything. And then there's obviously like slow days where you can actually, like, relax and like be chill and not have to worry about like reading 20 different messages in 10 seconds and then having someone in chat say, "Oh, you didn't read my message," but I don't have the time or the mind
That's
capacity to
a
do like 20 different things at once.
that is a pet peeve of mine. It's someone's like, how come streamer didn't answer my question? It's like, I don't know, man, because you're like among 100 people all spamming, dude.
And because
Yeah.
I'm doing something else.
Exactly. And like,
Dude, the amount of viewers that forget that you're playing a video game.
Right.
right. And you're trying to like be entertaining at the same time too. Is playing, being entertaining, and being interactive with everybody else. Like, it's a lot of things to do all at once.
I'll say one of my big sources of anxiety. I guess it would be that never-ending like unconfidence issue. I guess like you're not good enough. I mean, I can have like 5 streams of record-breaking viewership and brand new subs, and someone donates $100, but I can have 5 streams like that. Then the one stream happens where you're just tired and chat's slow and you feel like you're doing a really bad job. That's my anxiety. Is like I focus, and this is just true in human nature. We do this, but mine's amplified. I focus so much harder on my failures than I do my positives, and that's not a healthy way to do it. I would say I guess I conquer it by just, well, you guys help, number one, everyone in chat and everyone in here, you all say really nice things, but I think I conquer it just by like blocking it out and just going. I just fucking hit the go start button. Who gives a fuck what this stream's like? It'll be scuffed. Hell, I'll make a joke about it. What about you, Dahlia? What's a source of anxiety for you when you stream, or like your biggest thing, or it can be multiple things?
I still, and it sounds weird because it sounds like one of those, like, I won't lie. I know it sounds like one of those things where it's like you're in an interview. They're like, "What's your worst trait?" You're like, "Sometimes I work just too hard." But it's literally like one of my biggest anxieties is like and because I've told you, Cody, in private, like I've had a lot of mental issues from like people telling me I talk too much, that I'm too loud, that I like talk about weird things, creepy things, and I get like really nervous of that coming back because I'll go off on rants without realizing it, and I'm completely ignoring chat for like 20-30 minutes at a time, just going off on a subject, and I'll catch myself and panic because I'll in my head be here like, "You're talking too much, what the fuck's wrong with you?" And I divert back to this like psychological thing.
That's interesting. I'm kind of the opposite in a way because like if I don't talk, I feel like it's boring. Like there's nothing happening.
Yeah.
So I have to like constantly think of something to talk. So like having like the problem of talking too much, I think is not a problem. Like I think that's a really good thing.
It lends itself to less, like silences during downtime and stuff. Like you guys will notice if my chat's a little slower, I'll just start fucking I'll ramble and I'll just say a joke out loud or something to get chat to respond. Yeah.
Yeah, Dolly, I would definitely say like those kinds of topics are definitely a little more niche for some people. Some people don't like think of that, like especially my girlfriend's the same way. Like she talks to me about true crime stuff all the time, and like at first I was like, what is this? Why are you telling me about murder? Like what's going on? And
She's
then like
warning
I don't know,
you.
like, yeah, well she's gotten me to really start enjoying it, and we listened to last podcast and other stuff together. And it's like it's one of those things where certain people may not like it, but like if that's what you're passionate about and passionate about talking about, then like if that's something that can keep you talking, keep doing it. Like you'll attract the right people that are good for that.
I agree, especially like for me, if I'm lurking, I don't want to have to like sometimes talk in chat, obviously. Like I want to watch someone, and even if no one's talking in their chat, if they can keep talking the entire time, I'm gonna stick around and I'm gonna listen because I enjoy hearing what they have.
Oh my God, that reminds me of some like little small anxiety thing I go through. Does anybody else like, and this is why I treat lurkers the way I do and respect them so much. Does anybody else like hate it when you're tired, you're drained, and you don't really want to talk, but you want to support your streamer.
Yes.
So have you guys ever gone to a channel and you simply said, hey, and they're all, and I've done this too to people, so I try not to, but they're all like, yo, Taller Toes, bro, someone shout him out. Hey, gift them a sub. And I'm just like, oh my God, I just wanted to say hi and lurk.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
I want to disappear now.
Yeah. and now they're asking you how are your streams, and you're like, I don't want to talk about my streams. I'm here for you, man.
Yeah, I came here to
how-
relax, please.
Yeah. How's your streams? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I knew I wasn't the only one because I get awkward. I'm like, dude, I just wanted to lurk. I'm sorry.
Like, it feels
Go ahead,
bad,
go
but
ahead.
eventually it's just like I don't even want to say hello. It's just like I'm literally just gonna sit here. I'm not gonna say anything. Please don't acknowledge me.
That's why now, and I had to learn this lesson. I very quickly learned to just kind of go, hey, what's up? And then like if they respond in chat and they're talkative, then they want to talk. But if they drop you the hey, what's up, and you go, hey, how was your day? And they don't say a word, they want to fucking lurk.
Exactly.
Yeah, that definitely happens a lot. But like I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I'll either talk, and then when I do talk, I try to talk a lot because I know like if somebody's in my channel and they want to talk to me, like I appreciate them talking back and keeping that conversation going. So I try to like
Right.
empathize.
Absolutely.
If I go into somebody's chat and I see like it's kind of dead, like I don't mind being like a one man spamming wall, talking to them over like 10 minutes and being the only person in their chat talking. Like
I appreciate the one man spam.
Me too. Yep, 100%.
But there's other times too where
Keeps things going.
and there's other times too where I'm just like, I'm not in the mood to talk. Like I'm gonna play a game and put you on in the background, and then I'll just sit there and chill, and like I'll watch. And then sometimes I get the better of myself, and I end up talking anyway, and then I start going on rants and stuff.
That's where I'll do the passive aggressive, like, damn, chat, you're awfully slacking on the spam today. but I'm doing that as like a meme way to kind of see engage chat. So if chat comes back and they start spamming all of a sudden, okay, they just needed a little kick in the ass. Hey, chat, wake the fuck up. But sometimes I'll say that and chat just stays dead, and then you'll hear me. I've done this so many times. I'm like, oh, it's one of them days today, chat, we're tired. And then that's when I kind of go, okay, you know, I kind of do my own reading of the room because I know I'm a fucking eccentric loud dude. So some people come to my channel and they're probably exhausted. They don't want to listen to me speed rap. So I totally get that.
I do.
I enjoy the speed reps.
I'm the verbal cup of coffee. All right. So, Merwin, Shino, what are some stream anxieties, you know, and how do you conquer it? Whether it's just by saying, fuck it, I'm just ignoring it, or any little coping mechanisms, or do you go back to something that kind of makes you feel good and you get confident? What are some anxieties, Merwin and Shino, that you guys may deal with and conquer? Any advice for the chat?
So for me, I have braces. So I am constantly aware of what my teeth are doing. So that's usually one of my biggest
I wouldn't know
things.
about my entire chat making fun of my small teeth, so go on.
So it's like I mean anyone that's been in like my channel for a long time, it's like I've had like a tooth pulled where I had just like an obvious gap, and it's been a mess. And then like I move my mouth in weird ways because of the braces. Like goes back to what Cleo was saying about talking. out
Merwin,
of
you ever
one
do
side of
this?
your
I've
mouth.
noticed
You're
now
just,
that
like,
I've got
very aware of what you're doing, and also resting bitch face. I definitely
Yes, I have that too.
Yeah.
People think I'm depressed all the time. It's like, no, my mom made me have a resting bitch face.
Yeah, so those are mostly physical, but yeah, just
Merwin, you
bitch
ever
face.
catch yourself? I've noticed this since I've brought back face cam, and even though it literally does not bother me, the teeth insults are the last thing that can bother me. But have you? I've caught myself. Do you do this, Merwin? Since you're conscious of it too, do you ever laugh and kind of go like you cover your mouth, or like you
Yes.
make sure you? Yeah, I do it all the time. When I laugh, like I have like the tendency to like really go all gums. So like I'll laugh and catch my face cam, and I'll go.
See, what I do is like, so the tooth that I'm still missing is on the side of my face. So I'll often like when I laugh, I'll look this way so you catch the good side.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
That's what Discord is like fucking with me today, just because I'm not doing anything else. I'm like, relax, Discord. I guess I had two. If I had two funny ones, and then one non-funny one. The two funny ones is like one, if I'm like the one thing that like makes me most anxious when I'm streaming because it's very rare and it hasn't happened in a long time, which is why like I know like my chats miss me. Sometimes there'd be something really good about to happen. Like there'll be essentially like something else will start on Twitch that I myself want to watch, and I'm just like, fuck. Like I want to go live. But I
Oh
also
my
don't want
God.
to miss this pod. Like
I've done that. Dude, I remember when they were releasing Fangman and the Doctor, they gave a bunch of streamers an early access look, and I didn't want to stream. I just wanted to watch the new footage.
Yeah, man, I was so triggered. I like literally learned how to make memes just so I could be like, yo, this is like everyone. It was a Spider-Man meme where it's like he's sitting down, like everybody else is playing Spark of Madness, and I'm just sitting here like, sup guys, what's going on? that was one. Generally, whenever I'm like super anxious, I just play anime music. Anime music, like if there's a particular opening I'm into, like people have been in my stream, like I pretty much just spam anime music anyway. But there's a particular opening I'm into. Usually watching that will get me back in, like get me in the mood to like go live and stuff like that. The other thing though that probably like irritates me the most would be like my hair. Like if there's the biggest like thought driver for me to like considering cutting my hair, which you guys know I've been growing my hair for like 10 years and it's probably about 8 inches. It looks really short, but it's actually like this long for those like paying attention in chat. My hair is actually out to here. I just don't relax it. But they're like, this is not it's like, yeah, nah, dude, it's like all the way out here, bro. It's super long. But anyway, but like sometimes like my hair just isn't on point. Like I spend an hour trying to get my afro on point, and I'm just like, I don't want to go live without fixing my hair. Because if someone says something about my hair, I'm gonna roast the fuck out of them, just ban them. I'm about to go like I'm normally super playful in chat, but if you actually like come in like when I was a little kid, there's a bunch of girls who used to like me. I didn't know they liked me because they like to make fun of my hair. And I would just like straight Martin Lawrence on them. I would like, shut up, BDB, get your fake ass hair out of here. Like I was like, if you'd ever watch like any black person roast someone in like a comedy special, that was me all day. Like I did nothing but watch Def Jam Kings of Comedy. If you said 2 words to me, I'd be like, now I'm about to go on your head, boy, you little tickle me Elmo looking head ass. No. But I don't know. My hair is like, whenever my hair is not on point, like the whole reason I started doing the no cam like emote stream is like I don't feel like fucking with my hair. And I know someone's gonna like there's always the people that love me that always like, yo, Sheena, what's up with your hair today? And I'm like, Miss Intensity, I swear to God, my hair is fine. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. But
there is the saying, don't ever reveal an insecurity to Twitch chat because they will feed off of it and you will never hear the end of it. So like if I actually cared about my small teeth, holy shit, I would never actually reveal that on Twitch because holy shit, you guys are so dedicated to calling me things I'm not even, like bald. Okay, we all know I'm not actually bald. Okay, shut the fuck up, everybody. I'm not bald. I'll admit an insecurity I had up until I brought face cam back the most recent time. So I won't lie, I'm a pretty big dude and it's never really bothered me, but it's not easy to just reveal to like a couple hundred people, hey, I'm a big dude and I'm fat and I got man boobs, man. Like it's not something that I'm just like, hey, look at me, look at it. So like I remember for the longest time, I was a lot skinnier when I started streaming. I was 240 instead of 300. And I remember I would, even then, so imagine 60 pounds ago, I would keep face cam strictly, neck up. I was scared to go AFK without switching over the scene because I didn't want people to see my body. I was actually fucking self-conscious of that. And I remember for the longest time, like I was scared to use face cam. And then one day, it was when I brought it back this recent time, I'm like, who the fuck fucking cares? We're all nerds. We're all video gamers. Who the fuck cares? So I've definitely lightened up on that. But that was definitely a big source of my anxiety is when I brought in face cam, it's like I wasn't 100% confident with myself. So it was kind of hard to go on stream and show myself to people. But that's something I almost want to say exposure therapy helped me there,
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but like before TwitchCon last year, somebody like tweeted that they were just like, just remember that on camera, people look a lot lighter than they are in person.
Yep.
So when you're going to meet your favorite streamer, keep that in mind.
I think I shocked a lot of people because like when I met people at TwitchCon, my height, number one, but number two, I am a pretty big dude. And like, I think TwitchCon helped me with that for sure. It's because like, not only that, Merowyn, do you have to remember that, But when you see other streamers and that they are human, it really does relax you. I think that's what got my confidence up. I'm not making fun of anyone, but like here I am being self-conscious, and then I meet all these fellow DBD streamers, and I'm like, oh, we're all a bunch of ugly motherfuckers. Oh, okay, hey, like just kidding, of course, I'm just kidding.
Excuse you.
Obviously, I'm just kidding.
Now,
But like that was kind of the effect is, oh, we're all human. Then it really made it. We all don't like sunlight. We all don't have proper sleep schedules, and we all are antisocial. And knowing that made it a lot easier.
Yeah.
I think I would say I would say the not funny one for me, like the serious one, would actually be like for something I struggled with before going like live on Twitch for the very first time was the fact that, to be completely honest, there weren't a lot of other black streamers. Like, especially like even now, like before Fortnite blew up, there was like literally only 2 streamers I could mention who are black who like pulled more than 4 digits. They probably existed, maybe, possibly, but like I looked really hard, and like outside of like a handful of people, like literally there was Trihex and Majin Phil, and there was literally no other black streamers. And a lot of times when I used to play games, I even had this happen to me recently when I was playing off stream, because I played League of Legends with a bunch of guys, and then but essentially was for the longest time people didn't know I was black, and like it didn't bother me. Like I was never ashamed of being black. I've always been proud of who I am and like, you know, where I come from. But like I've never also been like, oh, blah blah, like I'm the black guy, or blah 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 blah, like all like a bunch of other people would be.
You didn't token yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I never wanted to be a token. So like I noticed, and something I just noticed on YouTube and a lot of other situations were like when there was a lot of content creators who were black, made content before they did a face reveal, and then like would tell stories about how they lost viewers or like they lost like, you know, support from certain people when they found out they were black. And it was just like, it actually came up recently on Twitter. One of my buddies like asked me if this was a common thing where like a guy, he tweeted out that another streamer messaged him and he was just like, hey, blah blah blah, like I really like you and you're really cool and I enjoy your stream, but I really can't really kick with your community because you're black and I don't want to like have any awkwardness in our community and stuff like that. And it was just like, and my buddy Wicked just hit me up. He's like, is this a real thing, Sheena? Like, do people say that? I was like, I've had viewers tell me that like they like don't like hanging out in my stream because they don't want to get in trouble for saying anything. Like they like me, but you know, it's awkward being in a black stream. And I'm just like, I don't understand how I'm any different than anybody else. But like,
Shino, did you see that tweet that a streamer made where apparently they got told by another streamer in DMs that the streamer can no longer associate with them because they were black and they want to grow their community, quote, properly?
Wow.
And that happened like a month ago. That happened a month ago. That happened a month ago.
That was actually the tweet I was talking about. Basically, the guy was like, I can't associate with you. And then like my buddy's like, do people say this? I'm like, I've gotten it from viewers before. Like I know there's streamers who like didn't fuck with me because I was black, and I know there's streamers like and stuff like that. But like I've only been told it from viewers who used to watch my stream and stuff. So I knew this from YouTube coming before you over to Twitch years ago, because I'd seen so many content creators who talked about it. And then it was a big thing on YouTube where like people would do skits and stuff like that. And YouTubers always say like, oh, it's like, why don't you do a skit with this person? Or why don't you do a skit with Freddie Wrong? And it's like, yo, Freddie Wrong doesn't do stuff with black, not to call out Freddie or anything like that. But they would be like, oh, this person doesn't do stuff with black people. Or like, do it like, they don't mess with, like, they don't, even if we got 1 million subs, it doesn't matter. Like, they don't do stuff with YouTubers, like with black YouTubers. We got to stay, like, we got to work with each other because they don't work with us. And so, like, for me, a lot of times I always thought about it, even talking to other people, like, why don't you just do no cam streams or no cam videos, or, you know, do channels where you just do voiceover work and you don't show like yourself a lot. I'm like, I've never wanted to be I've never been ashamed of myself, never allowed myself to be ashamed of what I was. However, like from a financial standpoint, like there were times where I did consider it, where I'd have like a separate YouTube channel where I would just do VO work just to kind of see like what the differences would be. But like, I've just always, to me, been like, as opposed to worrying about where I could be if I hid where I was, I would rather just focus on being the champion of being the best of where I could be. So the other people who like maybe who are in that situation or in those shoes, like would be like, if there's no one to look up to, like if there's no one besides Trihex, then I'd be that person to look up to. And like that was a lot of like when I was pushing for partner, a lot of like what I got from other creators. Because for the longest, I was like one of the only black DVD streamers. It was me, and then there was Kane Gaming. And so like a lot of other streamers who were streaming black was like, hey, yo, like, it's cool seeing like a black streamer who's partnered playing DVD and still playing the game. Like, I'm happy you're enjoying it. Like, you give us hope for all of us. And like, I'm happy about that. But that was something I dealt with a lot, not just on like streaming, but in YouTube in general, of just like, it's always weird, that conversation. And I guess what reminded me of it was the League of Legends thing. Like I said, I played League of Legends with some guys, met them on Reddit. We teamed up for a tournament. And then after the tournament, I card carried during the game. And there's like, you actually stream? I was like, yeah. And they pulled up my Twitch or whatever. And it's like, holy shit, you're black? What, dude? I was just like, it's just like, what did you think I was? It's like, I don't know, man, but that's crazy. One guy's like, this is cool. I'm black too. Like, I didn't know I was talking to a brother. I'm like, what's up? And but it's just, I don't know. I guess like we were talking about anime and all that stuff. She's like, you're black and you like anime, bruh. Like, but it's crazy to me how many people who that's always their response when they find out. Like, a lot of people just enjoy my personality, and then like I prefer those experiences, but like it does kind of bug me that some people like won't give themselves a chance to my personality simply because of my skin. But I mean, that's not something I've just dealt with on Twitch, but I've just dealt with all over, and I'm like, it used to bug me. I still think about it at times, and I don't ever let it stop me from going streaming, but I do consider other things when like I have let it fall in my mind when considering other things like making YouTube videos and how to create content for different things and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway.
Okay, does anybody else like, so as a streamer you have to be kind of neutral. You can take your stands on some things, but you have to kind of give concessions on others, just because if you are truly a dick and like you cut people off, you won't grow your channel and stuff. Does anybody else like have their own personal issue with another streamer, but obviously you don't make it public, you're respectable, you keep it professional, you don't slander them on stream or anything? But does anybody else like have a streamer they don't get along with, but people in your chat like them, so like they name drop them a lot or they'll spam their emotes? If you guys go through that, like how do you handle it? Now, you guys know me. I've started the new meme of like I say don't name drop in my channel, and I'll say who, because it's rude as fuck to do that. And I mean, it's a good way to take something I get salty about and turn it into laughter. But share your stories, guys. I know me personally. You know me. I'm quite of a polarizing person. So like, there are people I won't name them.
I like see chat already. I'm like the polar opposite of this. I'm straight up, I don't fuck with you. If I don't fuck with you, your name is banned, your emotes are banned, your girlfriend's banned.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get to. That's what I was about to get to. And I want like everyone to talk about this, because I mean, even if you're a smaller streamer, you might experience this. Have you ever you have your own personal beef with another streamer, but you keep it cool to yourself, but then like your community makes it awkward? How do you deal with that? And like, do you have any examples? Because that's something that I finally figured out how to kind of get myself past by memeing it out. But I'm curious what you guys think.
In my opinion, the best way to deal with it is out of sight, out of mind. So like, I remove their emotes, and I usually don't block their name, but like I remove a majority of their emotes and stuff like that, and then simply just like, because people don't use sometimes people ask me why I can't use emotes, but sometimes people be like, hey, why can't I use emotes, or why can't I do like this? And be like, oh no, it's just banned, like, it's whatever. But a lot of times people just think it's a bug with Twitch and be like, why can't I type this emote in? Oh well, it's buggy, but like because their emotes never come up or their name never comes up, we just don't talk about them. There's a few exceptions where like, they're bigger people, so a little bit more prevalent, so they come to conversation. I don't know. I mean, this is the do as I say and not as I do approach. I still just say fuck them. Like, like people be like, what do you think about this person? They a bitch.
What about you, Cleo Gray? It looks like you were about to jump in, Cleo Gray. What about you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I broke the rule.
Cleo Burrito. Sorry, not Cleo Gray. I'm gonna correct myself every time. Sorry, Cleo Burrito. Go ahead.
You're totally fine, man. Don't even worry. So I broke the cardinal rule: don't shit where you eat. Like I had a relationship with another streamer, and community members were members of this person's stream, and when things kind of went south, and I get a bunch of people like, hey, where's so and so? I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
Not your business.
I don't know, George. I don't know.
So I'm just kind of like, oh, I don't know. I don't
Does
know
anybody-
what to tell ya.
Probably.
Does anybody else here try to take the high road and you just ignore it in chat? But we're all smaller streamers, so our chat don't have the benefit of mass spam to cover up things you don't want to read. So does anybody else here? And I'm still on this subject. So like, for example, if someone's talking about a streamer that I personally could care less about, and I think their community's all underage children, so like they're in my chat and they're all like, "Wow, this streamer's so cool." You know, going the high route, I have to ignore it. If I address it, it's giving it attention, and then, you know, whatever. But like, do you guys ever like, so you try to high road it and you read it in your chat and you're like, I'm going to take the high ground. I'm not going to respond to it. But then your chat's slow and you look over again and it's still there. And you're like, you motherfucker.
That's constantly.
I mean, I just straight up ignore it permanently when, like, not talking about other streamers and like in general, but like, it does suck when it just sits there and chat's like just not moving, and you're just like.
And if you
I've read literally every other message in chat, but I haven't read this one.
And if you mod it, if you purge it, here comes the lurker who didn't say anything for the past 4 months of stream. All of a sudden, why did that get purged? Why did you ban that guy? You haven't said anything on my channel for 4 months. Excuse me? Like,
you're next, bitch.
Hit him with the Devin Nash. Like, you're getting the audit, dog.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit him with the low tier god. Get that ass banned. It legit. It's a sore spot with me, like, dude, because, you know, especially like, it's almost weird. It's almost like brand loyalism among viewers, and it's so awkward, dude. I remember there was one guy that was name dropping a YouTube content creator, and that's where we started the Who meme. Someone was name dropping that guy that makes the DBD parody videos. They're pretty popular, so people should know this guy's name. Well, not me. I don't care who you are. If I don't know you as a friend or a person, you have to earn my respect. I don't give you respect due to your prestige of your name. So some guy was like, "Oh,
I didn't know who it was either."
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this guy's in my. So for example, this guy's in my chat, and he's like, "Oh, you don't know who that is?" And I'm like, "Dude, you're in my channel, so number one, I don't give a fuck about anyone but myself. Let me be narcissist. But number two, who?" And then Chief Honk Honk showed me. I didn't see this until after the stream. The guy had apparently said, "You know, Toast, he makes popular YouTube videos and streams more than 4 hours a day. So obviously he would be recognized before you would any day." And I was like, whoa. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I
No, but seriously, this is an extreme. Oh, he's banned. But this is an extreme example of what I'm talking about. It's like there's this weird, awkward, odd, like kind of like Asperger level, cringe level of loyalism among some viewers, and that's what I'm getting at. It's like, you guys ever like with my example of like, you know, you don't get along with a streamer and someone's like die hard for him in your chat. Like, I don't get it. And it's like, if you even joke about that streamer. So like, for example, someone was spamming an emote and I jokingly said, "Oh, I'm sorry, my channel's 18 plus, so why are you spamming an underage streamer's channel? I was just kidding." And they, you know, this is a regular in my channel, so they know when I'm memeing. They were like, "Well, that person's a better streamer than you will be any day." And it was like, whoa, that's so cringy. And, you know, I banned him and stuff. But it's like, there's like this weird loyalism among viewers. Have you guys ever experienced that, where it's like they're in your channel, but they're campaigning for someone else, and then when you politely ask them to relax, they campaign for him further, and it makes it even more awkward.
I've had people just spam links in my channel before. I'm just like, really, guys? Like, why?
God, you guys get like the most interesting shit. Like the
Right.
last fucking troll I had, like, asked me, "Are you in the middle of a divorce?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
I mean, I give him credit for I haven't heard that before. Like, "You look like my next ex-wife. How you doing today, girl?" You know, that's a good pickup line too, right? I don't know. I mean, I feel like the split of it, in my opinion, would be kind of like, for me, because I don't pussyfoot around a lot of these things. A lot of times, like, if I see someone I don't like, I'll tell them. If I see someone I don't know, I usually just don't care. Like, if they're super like tight on somebody or something like that, like. But I think the other thing of it too is that you got to remember, like, when we're content creators, a lot of our viewers feel like we're friends, and I feel like I am friendly with a lot of my viewers. So I understand, to me at least, I understand sometimes that's extended to other people. So like when I insult, that's the one reason why I tell people like try not to insult other streamers, because I don't get mad if you talk shit about other streamers in my chat. But if they have viewers that are in my chat, like they may feel the need to defend their friend, even whether or not they're actually friends or things like that. That's just kind of how they feel. And so like I understand that not everybody's like that, but like in real life, I'm like that. Like if I'm chilling somewhere and I catch you talking shit about my homie, I'm be like, hey, yo, what up? You a bitch too, though. He less of a bitch than you, so fuck you, bitch. Like, so like I understand the idea of it. I know that not everyone's like that, where like they pick fights or people are making fun of their friends, but there are a lot of people who are. So I think you just gotta remember, even though it is kind of awkward, you gotta remember, like, to these people, even if they've never met them, they feel like they're their friends because they watch their videos every day or they hang out in the stream.
Parasocial relationships.
Exactly. Yeah. So like they feel like they're friends. So to them, they're just defending the homie.
And I'll jump off of that too. I remember when GTA RP blew up the most recent time. There was a streamer that put it pretty concisely. He was like, "You got to remember, not every community, not every game, but majority of people on Twitch are younger." So like, whenever you see me, like just now when I was going on my rants and stuff about what I just talked about, at the end of the day, I always try to remember too that sometimes Twitch chat is, it's like babysitting. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. And I'm not saying everyone listening now is a kid, obviously. But like, okay, like some streamers get bent out of shape at people. Hey, are you going to play this game? Hey, are you going to play this game? Hey, are you going to play this game? And they'll answer them. And it's like, well, are you going to play this game? And the Twitch streamer gets mad. You got to remember, man, that user's probably a kid. And he doesn't care what you say to him. It's a kid. They like to repeat things and ask. And that goes with like,
kid. No, I'm just kidding.
well, and I mean, and this kind of goes in with the behavior of Twitch chat. Like even in the DVD community, sometimes it's easy to forget that we're just nerds trying to just have some fun, and sometimes we get a sub to someone and we're happy and we want to spam some new emotes and stuff. So like, I guess I'm playing devil's advocate to my own point. Is at the end of the day, like there are malicious actions in Twitch chat, but sometimes we got to remember too, like a lot of Twitch viewers have anxiety, and maybe they're not socially, adjusted as well as some other people.
Exactly, they're not super socially adept. Like
that's been my biggest hurdle, is like understanding that, is giving the patience needed for that sometimes.
Yeah, for me, it's like I always try to assume positive intent. Unless it's someone like, for example, like there's a few people that people know that I don't like in the Dead by Daylight community, or particular community, and sometimes they'll send their people over to try to fuck with me. When situations like that happen, I just kind of insta ban them. But nah, fuck that. I should do the low tier guy. Like get that ass banned. Pick a top tier and get that ass banned. You know what I'm saying? But like generally, I would try to assume like like maybe relax. Like I even now, like I get like a lot of particular ugly cat streamer subs in my stream. Like they host and raid me all the time, and they're like, "How come I can't spam my ugly cat emotes?" I'm like, "Cause they're ugly as fuck, and we're both banning each other's channel, and it's ugly as fuck." Like before I knew whose emotes they were, I thought they were ugly as fuck. I don't want that shit in my chat. Put that shit anywhere else in the world, but get the shit out of here. Fuck that. Well, we were friends. Like we could be friends, but his emotes are ugly. Her emotes are ugly. Here. I don't want that shit.
Well, I'm gonna also like, you can almost say that maybe part of the blame, I'm talking about like, people in your chat kind of triggering you, being loyal to their streamers stuff. One could make an argument that the streamers themselves kind of cultivate that personality too among their community. Like if the streamer themselves is kind of a showboat, hey, I'm in your face, I'm a sellout type streamer, so I'm going to have Twitch in my name. Do you guys think that maybe like they kind of cultivate that attitude and draw people similarly into that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, I would say yes, but only in the sense of like, that's what you should be doing as a streamer to an extent. Like the goal of your stream is to like essentially create a community, and like some people are going to defend their community in different ways. There's some people who like, ride or die, blood in, blood out. And there's some people who are just like, I just like wearing red on Mondays. Like, or I just like red shirts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but ultimately do I feel like there's people who probably do it on purpose, or could they create a community who's like, yo, rock hard till we die, like fucking Ninja Gang or Team Ninja or like Tatman Army.
Tatman Army. I was about to say Tatman Army.
Like Tatman Army or something like that. Like I can see that. Don't get me wrong, but like ultimately, that's not I don't want to say necessarily it's a good or bad thing, because it's honestly just depending on how it's used. But like I expect it. That's what I mean. Like I expect it. That's in my opinion. That's why people always say like try not to talk bad about other streamers, just to prevent there from being issues in situations like that, or just don't talk about other streamers in chat to prevent those things from even coming up. But like it's one of those things where like I expect it. It's like I but then again, I'm also black and I live in a bad neighborhood, so I expect the shit when I go outside too. Like I don't walk in certain neighborhoods wearing certain shirts and shit or saying certain things. Like I just understand like some people have their hoods, some people have their things that they rep even when they're not in their hood. And like if something, you know what I mean, whatever it is, someone throws up a gang sign in the wrong neighborhood, they should understand that sometimes you get shot for that in a video game.
In conclusion, for any streamer out there, don't be afraid to like understand that you're not going to mesh well. Like what Shino's saying is like you're not going to mesh well. Like some streamers are just doing their own thing. They're not doing anything wrong. They're building their community, but it might not mesh with yours. Don't be afraid to like not associate with those people. Don't let it fester and become an issue. Like Shino said, just like that's my advice is like sometimes you're just not going to get along with some streamers. I've banned people that hosted me. Dahlia can probably contribute. When she was playing Doki Doki Panic, there was someone that hosted her for double her viewer count, but she ended up needing to ban them because them and their community were assholes. And it looked like you were going to throw something in earlier too, Dahlia, so we'll let you have the floor on this one.
I was only going to mention, especially with Cleo, I had something similar because I, officially, because we were basically already amicably living together, but I essentially went through my divorce and leaving my husband on stream with all of my chat knowing who he was. And as a lot of you guys know, I'm a very lewd person. So I had some viewers who anytime I was saying stuff, and especially during my official split of like slowly telling people we were splitting up and that we were going to be living apart and everything, I had this one viewer who every time I was cracking lewd things, oh, your husband wouldn't like that. Hubby wouldn't like that very much. That doesn't seem very appropriate. Is your husband okay with you talking like that? And blah, blah, blah. And I would just kind of ignore it for a while. What's the phrase you refer to it as, Cody? Like no sell it. I just kind of let it go, move on. And chat.
Don't put it over. Don't give it attention. So even if you disagree with it, sometimes giving things attention is what the person wants it to begin with. So yeah, sometimes you just got to no sell it, act like it didn't even happen.
In that situation, that'd be really hard to not.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
that's what happened. This person got so bad, she was filling my chat with like one man spamming of commenting on where has your husband been. And I'm like, hey, so this is what's going on. This is the only thing I'm going to say on it. Me and so aren't together. We've been going through issues. He's not going to be here anymore. It's done. And that's that. Well, then they kept going. And I'm like, guys, I'm not going to like discuss the completely like not bad thing dissolution of my marriage because despite anything else he has done, Louis C.K. had it very right when he said, no happy marriage ends. If it's a happy marriage, it's not going to end. So I'm like, just leave it at that. If we're ending, it's because it needed to end. And I think they actually stopped talking in my chat for a while. And I almost kind of realized because they were kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? They were kind of a 2-for-1 deal with somebody else who hung out in my stream a lot. And I feel like the second I became seemingly single, they like stopped talking and didn't want themselves or that other person hanging out in my stream. And so it became one of those things. That was like, I've only had 2 incidences of really bad people having to deal with like, I had something negative with somebody else and they kept bringing it up. And that was my biggest one. And the other one was there was a community for streaming that I helped create. And me and one of the other creators had a big falling out. I left the whole community. I like stepped down as a creator. I don't associate with that community like at all. I don't want my name attached to it. And they had one viewer that me and them shared, and they constantly all day, man, I'm so excited because so-and-so is going to stream soon. I'm going to hang out in here and like, you're doing a great job. They pulled a Kanye on me. Hey, you're doing a great job. But like, just so you know, I'm leaving in 5 minutes because so-and-so is streaming.
Drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And then when that person stopped streaming because he was required to stop streaming by his wife, which, I won't lie. I thought it was hysterical But when they were required to stop streaming by their wife, they like that same viewer every single day in my chat. Man, I miss so and so so much. God, I miss them. Don't you miss them? I miss them. In my head, I'm like, no, I don't fucking miss them at all.
No. You missed when they streamed because this person wouldn't be there.
Right.
Yeah,
I feel like I would put on that Lily Allen. Like at first, I feel bad for a while, but then I just smile. Nah, I was gonna say one thing when you said that person's like, "Where is your husband at?" I immediately my brain this is just from like roasting people all the time. But immediately my brain went to Afro Man. Like as soon as like, well, where's your girlfriend at? I don't know, probably with your man. Can we fuck? Like, don't worry about where my girl at, right? Like oh, but it's like she will let me fuck.
I'm not gonna eat the kitty, Chad. I'm not alinity, Chad. I'm not throwing the cat.
When you just live in these things, they just come to you naturally. As soon as you that I'm like, I don't know, with your man. Like, what the fuck you
Well, I think like this entire conversation brings up a good point in that, and this was a lesson it took me a while to learn because I was very like all inclusive, like, hey, you can DM me if you have issues and stuff. Definitely a big piece of advice I'll give to streamers is you need to keep a certain level, not like don't be a dick, but I think it's important that fuck, I just heard it sound like something blew up outside. It's kind of important to keep a level of like distance between you and your viewers. I'm not talking about be a dick, but I've learned you definitely, and if you say no, it's not true, then you're not a streamer or you haven't gone through the waves of being a streamer yet. This is 100% factually correct, and I've never heard anyone disagree with me about it. And if you disagree with me about it, you just haven't learned the lesson yourself yet. But you will learn that, unfortunately, to a degree, you do need a little bit of distance between you and your viewers. Because if you get too involved, you're going to get worried about, like, when drama hits and they go to other channels, or maybe some hard times fall on them, they can't sub to you, so now you're like, what the fuck? You need, and, like, maybe they'll come to you about problems that you're not qualified to help with. I think a big lesson, and like this goes with like Dahlia saying how the guy was in her chat going, where's your husband at? Like, there needs to be a level of like, listen, I appreciate you giving me all this love and support, but at the end of the day, I don't know you and you don't know me, and physically I haven't met you. So like there needs to be a little bit of a disconnect, a little bit of space, because if you get too involved with your viewers, I've seen it and I've been through it, it gets ugly.
Absolutely.
I would just say, personally, I would just say in like those situations, like, don't put anything out there that you're not comfortable talking about. And
yeah,
like,
that too. Yep.
It's like, it's the easiest way to deal with it. And true, like, yeah, just like limit like how much I guess my big thing is like learn how to say no. This is like for me, like I never have a problem putting myself out there, like talking to a lot of my viewers. But like when I want to be left alone, I have no problem saying no. And if you have a problem saying no, then you need to be very
it's hard
how out there you put out there. Yeah,
it's hard to say no, because a lot of you OGs will remember, like I used to allow people to DM me all the time about all these mental issues. Eventually it got to a point where it's like, dude, like I gotta go to work, talk to my girlfriend, stream, build a community. Dude, I can't keep DMing you this shit. Like I had to learn to say, I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about this. Like, you have to say no.
At that point, it's also like your own mental well-being, too. Like, you can't, unfortunately, listen to so many problems all the time.
Exactly.
It just mentally drains you. Like, how do you get so upbeat and positive every day, knowing that, like, 50% of your viewers have this and this problem that you now have to be a part of? Like, it's a lot of strain.
And there's another effect that has, too, Ms. Izzy, which is, if you give even a little bit and you decide to indulge, okay, I'll give them special attention. They start expecting that all the time. And then your channel grows and they don't understand why they're not getting special attention anymore. And then it turns into, well, you've changed. Yep. You've changed.
Yep. You're not the same as you once were.
The amount of times I've gotten the "you've changed" comment from people, it used to bother me. Now I just laugh and go, oh, this must be your first Twitch channel you've seen grow. Okay. Like, you get used to that comment. I've been told by over 20 people I've changed. Now, it is true, I have changed, but it's because I quit allowing stupid bullshit in my chat. That's the only thing that's changed.
Well, it's like the uppity answer I would use is like, do you think I worked this hard to stay the same? Would be like the uppity answer.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, obviously I changed. Our words like every day I'm becoming a better person. If you're not in my life tomorrow, it's because you were part of the worst part of me, and something like that. You know what I mean? But I mean, whenever I've gotten shit like that, like I had one girl text me once. She's like, "You've changed." I just said, like, "Who is this?" Like, I knew who it was because the number is saved, but I was like, "Who are you?" Like, I don't even know who you are. Are you sure you have the right number? Like, it's like I didn't change. Maybe the person looking for a changed number, dog. But
that's like full circle for the who meme. Who?
Who?
Who? Well, I mean, okay. I think I know why it bothers me. It's literally the mindset that that who meme started because it's the mindset that someone in my chat is just like, oh my god, you're in a lobby with another streamer I watch. Now that in and of itself is whatever. You're like, all right, he's a fan of this dude, whatever, dude, probably watches his YouTube. But then they're just like, this is where it started, because then the person was like, oh my god, they're so good. And then if you outplay them, oh my god, you're being toxic to them, my favorite streamer. And it's just like, oh my Jesus Christ, dude. So eventually it just got annoying. Here's me, someone that streamed 5,000 plus hour in DBD. So yes, I know who Jin Denise is. Yes, I know who Noob 3 is. I'm sorry. It's almost like I do this for a living. Yes, I know who everyone is. But sure enough, you get those in their children. If you've ever done this in a chat, congrats. You've just outed yourself as a child. You got to learn how to socially grow up and live in the real world. But they do this thing where they're in your chat and they're like, do you know who Noob 3 is? He's the best. He's the best survivor in the world. And you're just like, you sit there and you're like, you're in my channel spotting out this hot garbage. I really want to ban you right now. Oh God, that's where the who meme started. It's because it's a twofold meme. Number one, it gets me to laugh at like something that shouldn't really be bothering me. But number two, it puts people in an unnecessary position to defend something that they don't need to defend. And what I mean by that is, any normal person that name drops and you hit them with the who meme, they're gonna get it. They're gonna laugh and go, oh, they're just being an asshole about it. But then, and this is a bonus, you get some people that out themselves and you give them the who, and they're like, you don't know who that is? You're like, you keep the joke going. You're like, no, who is that? Dude, they're like the best DBD streamer and biggest ever. They quadruple your views. And you just hit them with the, but who are they? Oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah,
like never heard
Can't
of
be that big.
The who meme is so good because like it not only lets you laugh about it, like, hey, they're name dropping, let me just giggle it off, but then you sometimes get that added troll benefit of it's bothering them. So I don't know. That's where the who meme started. But I do recommend if anybody here hates people name dropping other streamers, even if they're your friends, just hit them with the who. I told Crunchy to do it. Crunchy Egg Rolls started having people name drop in his channel, and sure enough, I click on Crunchy's channel and he's hitting people with the who meme. Someone was like, you don't know who Angry Pug is? And he was like, who? He was just memeing. But like, it's so funny, dude. Like it works. It helps. I
think it's great. Like everyone has like a different who meme. I was just thinking like when I first saw who in your chat, I was just like, at first I thought it was like, like how is this a thing? Because we have like an old quick who meme or whatever in my chat. It was a friend of mine once. She walked out of long story short, she walked out of a liquor store. She was wearing yoga pants. She has a really nice ass. And so she walked out of the liquor store and like three of these black guys like all leaned over like this to like stare at her ass when she was walking out.
Looking like the DBD lobby right now in the PTB.
Right, just sitting there like, yo, what? And so my other homegirl was like, hey, yo, April, those guys were checking out your ass. And loud as fuck, like she whispered like, hey guys, those guys are checking out your ass. Loud as fuck, she goes, who? So every time your chat says who, like that's all I hear in my chat is who?
I owe some credit to Greek God X because Greek God X is like really good friends with Soda Poppin', and obviously if you're on Twitch, you don't even need to watch Soda Poppin', you know who he is. But sure enough, someone donated to Greek and was asking about Soda Poppin', and he went, who? I've never heard of that guy.
I mean, I feel like everybody's done it.
You're allowed to who anybody you guys want, okay, chat?
Right,
never
like,
forget.
Ninja did it to Soda too. It's like Soda went up and like get him, like had him sign an autograph. He's like, yeah, dude, I love supporting small streamers. Like signed this like ESPN cover, gave it to him. He's like, Soda, I never heard of you, but I love supporting small streamers, dude. They gave it to him. That should have me dying. I'm not gonna lie. Like, everybody does it to people, dude. Just like, so who? Like, But it's
All
still,
right.
that's why I don't know. I was dying in chat. I'm happy you guys have that Who meme, so I can
dude.
have that soundbite playing in my head every time someone types Who in your chat.
For those that don't know, watching this podcast, the man up there, Wizrobe Joe, is one of my mods. For like a long time, me and Joe would go back and forth about this because we didn't know what to do. Because like I was getting sick of people advertising, but simply name dropping another streamer is not advertising, right? So I was coming under this weird conundrum because like Wizrobe Joe would just indiscriminately, if you said, hey, my friend's a streamer, he would ban you. And that was under my orders because I used to be a Nazi about fucking advertising on my channel. But like, I felt wrong banning people just simply name dropping a streamer. So I know Wizrobe Joe can back me up. We came across, like, it's been a long time for me to figure out how do I, in a fun, lighthearted way, take care of this name drop issue and the Who memes, how it was, started. And it's not like it's really mean in general. It's not like I'm like attacking anybody by saying that. I'm just poking fun, I'm poking fun at the perceived perception that there's supposed to be this big shot that everyone knows.
Yeah, this is a much better way of dealing with it.
Yeah, for sure. I've calmed down a lot about it.
I feel like the other way, like if you actually get triggered about someone, like I would say, I don't know. I feel like what I would do is like, this triggers my mod every time I bring it up in chat. But everyone's like, you don't know who my favorite streamer is? It's like, nah, dog, you gotta, I always tell them like, nah, dog, you gotta pick a top tier. And they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, you gotta pick a top tier streamer, dog. Like, listen, this is like, I don't fuck with nobody. Like, I don't
Jeff
fuck
Bezos.
With them.
Like, what up,
Bukaki
Joe?
Tier, like, you came to my chest, like, you know who like Jackie Chan is? Yeah, I fucks with Jackie Chan, but you came in here with like who? With angry popping? Nah, I don't know that, dog. Like,
Yeah.
pick a top tier. You want to win? Like shut, but my mod just hate that meme because they just hate that, like the origination of that meme. But pick a top tier is just a great thing, guys. Just always tell people, man, just pick a top tier. You get bodied in Dead by Daylight, should have picked the top tier, dog.
All right, it's getting late. We're wrapping up. It's a 3.5 hour stream. I have a final topic, and this one's gonna get ugly. Favorite dessert, and why is everyone else wrong about theirs?
Ice cream.
Wrong.
Ice cream.
Wrong.
No, it is ice cream.
What kind of ice cream? Any particular one?
I just finished a batch of Reese peanut butter cup ice cream, and it was fantastic.
Okay, so you're better now.
Yep.
But unfortunately, here's why that's wrong. You didn't say mint chocolate chip, so I'm sorry, but
Who brushes their
mint
teeth with
chocolate
ice
chip
cream?
is pretty good, but
Why would you brush your teeth while eating ice cream? That's gross.
I brush my
Minus
teeth
the
with
Sahara.
greatness.
If I wanted to taste like toothpaste, I would just brush my teeth again. Like I'm gonna have that after the ice cream.
I'll tell you my
do that with
favorite
the ice
dessert.
cream.
I'll tell you my favorite dessert. Let me see if you guys have a counter for this, okay? Because remember, it's your favorite dessert, and why is everyone else wrong? I'm talking some gooey red velvet cheesecake on top of some vanilla ice cream. Go.
Red velvet is just chocolate. Just get chocolate cake. That's why you're wrong.
yeah, I would say not the red velvet.
Too
I
rich.
like I like the cheesecake, not the
cheesecake,
red
too
velvet.
rich.
See,
Oh.
and red velvet gets like I've had red velvet with like a coconut frosting, and it's kind of okay. But the second
Wait a
you
minute.
whip out
Do
that,
I
like,
have an
cream
entire
cheese
OBS
frosting-
filled with people shit talking red velvet? Let me just take care of some bands real quick. I'll be right
First of
back.
all, this is Discord. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll ban you from both.
I got all of you beat though because tiramisu, because you get
Oh,
coffee,
yeah.
you get that smooth like the soaked in ladyfinger cookies with that rich like vanilla undertone. You've got chocolate flavor. It's smooth and creamy, and you can put ice cream with it. So
Yeah, I'll tell you why
going
you're
to
wrong,
Starbucks
though.
after dinner. Like, who does that? Why would I get? Why would you go to
Starbucks serves milkshakes anyways. You might as well
Yeah.
be getting dessert for breakfast.
And they
No,
bring
no,
all the
I'll-
boys to the yard, so it's a win-win.
No, see, you're wrong because it has coffee in it, and coffee is just disgusting in general. So
Oh, wow. I didn't realize I'd be handing out a fucking life ban. This isn't even a ban for my channel. Ms. Izzy, you're canceled from my existence. I don't even fucking... Who's that below me in OBS? Who is? Who? No.
This is Miss Izzy right now. Don't boo me. I'm right. She's the guy. Like,
Exactly.
A correction, because it's not coffee, it's espresso, which is kind of like coffee, but it's not quite the same thing.
It's even worse.
Tall, venti, large,
Oh,
small,
boy.
it's all the same, right?
Can we all agree that Starbucks
Reese's
is
peanut butter cups is the best? You're absolutely right. I'm glad we had to go.
Yeah,
there,
I
so
do have to
you
agree with
had
that.
to
now?
mention
Now you got the Reese's part right, but I didn't hear the words fast break after that. So
I've still
I,
never had a
Whoa.
fast
Yeah.
break, so
I
can't
Reese's
find
peanut
them.
butter cup is the best.
All right. Here's the real question: orange fast break or blue fast break? Let's see let's see how well
What-
you
what
know
is-
your fast breaks.
What
I
is
don't even know
fast
what that
break?
is.
Yeah.
You guys have never had the nougat extra fast break? All right, so fast break used to be two different candy bars. There was the peanut butter bonus fast break, and then there was the nougat bonus fast break. The blue fast breaks had extra nougat in it, and it was a different type of nougat that mixed into the peanut butter. Listen, I know my Reese's, all right? Peanut butter chocolate flavor, Reese's
Hey,
Puffs.
all I'm saying is I used to be a Twix fan for life, and then fast break made me see the way of my errors.
I'm
I
gonna
can
be
respect that.
I'm gonna be on the side of like every single other character in Stranger Things and say nougat kind of isn't that great. So
Mm.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I have all of you beat because my favorite desert is so
Say that again.
it's the Sahara.
What you did there?
What is that?
Hey, Cleo Gray, can I ask you to look at my stream really quick?
Oh no.
Nah, but there used to be this bomb ice cream. It doesn't exist anymore. It's a very like particulous mixture. This was actually the best dessert.
That was unironically pretty good, Cleo. Go ahead, Chino.
It was Reese's. It was Reese's peanut butter cup. It was vanilla ice cream with Reese's peanut butter swirls, a little bit of chocolate, and there are Reese's peanut butter cup miniatures. But it was a very specific mixture, and it has to be like the perfect like intensity and everything. Those were perfect. You could put too much chocolate, too much peanut butter, too much vanilla, you ruin it. But if you get that perfect balance, there's no better dessert. You get like this little delicious cup of Reese'sness along with the ice cream and then the peanut butter swirls.
That sounds pretty heavenly, I'm not gonna lie.
Can we all agree though that those like fake ass Reese's
Oh, those are
suck? The ones
disgusting.
that have like the ones that have normal peanut butter, not the peanut butter that's fucking covered in powdered sugar, which is all Reese's peanut.
Yeah, no, you can tell instantly as soon as you bite into it, you're like, oh, this is garbage. Like, why was I tricked by the shape of this glorious goodness?
Just look at them and be like, that's that shit I don't like.
Actually, I'm gonna change my favorite dessert, and you can't say it's wrong because none of you have had it. And it's the dessert I make, my drunken Girl Scout cake. So, and Cody's had it, and he knows it's very good, but none of you guys have had it, so you can't say I'm wrong because you don't know.
As an unbiased party, I rated a solid 3 out of 10.
I don't want to.
If I ever
Hey guys, do you want to see what it looks like to shoot yourself in the foot?
1,000%, 1,000% memeing. I've never eaten mud, but I'm pretty sure that like my dessert's better than mud. So I'm playing.
No, Shino, dude, Shino. My best friend Terrence, okay, he's a Sheeta in my chat. We don't see eye to eye on this ever. Okay, so I'm pretty open to all movies and video games, but I'm allowed to form an opinion about it before I see it, okay? If I think that something looks bad, I'm going to say it. My friend Terrence is, well, have you actually seen the movie yet? Well, then you're not allowed to have an opinion. Now, he loves shitty movies. This dude will watch very notoriously known shitty movies and be like, no, it was actually decent. He's kind of a hipster with his opinions. So Shino,
God.
what you said reminded me of it. He goes, I told him the new Aladdin movie looked like dog shit. And he goes, well, did you actually see it? And I said, hey, I don't need to see a turd, and I don't need to see a fucking turd to question if it's a fucking turd. You don't, well, did you see it come out of the human's or the dog's ass? No, but I know shit when it looks like it. Dude, I hate that fucking, oh, well, you've never had it before. So
The room is technically.
I've never eaten shit, but I know it doesn't taste good. Like,
Right? Exactly. I'm just like, oh man, but nah. Fuck. I was gonna say Aladdin or Genie, Will Smith's Genie was simultaneously the best and worst part of the new Aladdin movie, by the way.
yeah.
Any moment where they made him try to be Genie, like old school Genie, sucked. But whenever they allowed him to be Will Smith's version of Genie, was actually fucking like just
I think he did a
comedic
good job.
gold.
It was
Yeah.
good.
I like the only reason I had a problem with Blue Genie was because they kept trying to make him Robin instead of just letting him do his own twist.
And
on
you're
what
not
he
gonna
was
make him
do.
Robin. That's not
Exactly.
you.
Yeah.
Like when he was allowed to be Will Smith in the Genie, like my man was like, "Yo, this hat is too big." He's like, "Nah, dog, that hat ain't even that big." And it rolls up next scene like, "Da-dum-bum-bum-bum, stand up." Like,
I liked Will Smith's remake of Aladdin better when it was called Kazam with Shaquille O'Neal as the genie. Okay,
Oh, yes, that was good.
Shazam is old fire, dude.
No, but
that's
what
the
about
movie. That's the
Sinbad?
movie I not only watched twice in theaters. My second time as a kid, I guilt tripped my dad into watching it with me, and he said he'll never get that time back in his life.
Damn.
Remember this story. I remember you telling the story.
I was like, Dad, I've never seen the movie before. And then at the end of the movie, he was like, well, did you like it, bud? And I'm like, well, yeah, Dad, I've already seen it. And he goes, what? And I said, yeah, I just wanted you to see it with me. And my dad goes, you made me come all this way to see a movie you've already seen, and it was this?
I feel like your dad just kind of looked at you like L in Death Note, where you're just like, I
yeah.
think you are Akira. Do. Like, you made me watch this movie anyway. Like,
Our relationship's never been the same.
My parents like to play practical jokes on us kids. It's me and my brother, and back when the Prince of Egypt was still in theaters, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna go see the Prince of Egypt," and I was like, "Fucking gonna see the Prince of Egypt." So, of course they're like, "Yeah, it's gonna be really great," and I'm like, "Okay, nap in. It'll be really great for that." And they were like, "Psych, we're gonna go see Star Wars," and we're all like, "Woohoo!"
all right. So first of all, the Prince of Egypt was actually fire. Second of all, think it was better than Star Wars 1, 2, and 3. And by 1, 2, and 3, I mean the originals. Fight me.
Well, it looks like I have another perma band to hand out.
I had my ex stepdad. He liked to play a lot of pranks, and I got him back in the best way because I don't remember what the movie was that was out at the same time that I told him we were gonna go see, because it was like Father's Day, and I'm like, I'm gonna do something cool for you. You're my stepdad, but I'm gonna pay from my money.
You're right,
and
Spicy.
Take us to see this movie, and it'll be really cool. He has arachnophobia worse than me because he can't even watch fake spiders. And I took him to see Eight-Legged Freaks.
Eight-Legged Freaks.
And the second that
Oh my
movie
God.
starts, it just opens to a wide room full of hundreds of spiders. He screamed like a little girl and ran out of the theater. And it was the greatest moment of my life to watch a 50-year-old man scream and run out of the theater.
Hey, Dahlia, question. How hot is it in hell? Like you know Satan personally, obviously, after this story. How is it? Like, how hot is it down there?
It's like lukewarm. It's chill enough for a sweater.
Quick house side note. I just remember I had a meme with a friend of mine a long time ago who would just be like, liars go to hell, right? And for whatever reason, our response, instead of just saying like, oh, no, liars go to hell, would just be like, don't worry, there's room for you too. I was like, I've been there, don't trip. There's room for you too, dog. We got you. Don't worry.
I still love one of my favorite lines from Firefly was always when he was like, there are special places in hell for people who take advantage of women, along with people who hurt children and people who talk during the movie and in theaters. And so anytime I want to tell someone they're going to hell, that's the comparison I make. People who hurt children and talk during the movie.
Oh man.
Well, damn guys, another podcast. This one didn't quite last 5 hours, but I think 3.5 hours is good enough. Are any of you guys going live? Anybody? Who's going live?
Good.
Who's going live?
Considering it.
Marilyn, Wizrobe, anybody?
Oh, fuck. I'll do Twitch things. Fuck it.
All right, Cleo.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So I believe I hosted Wizrobe the first time, and then Marilyn the second time. So Cleo, go start your stream. I'm gonna host you. But
Right.
that being said, hold on. Before you leave, guys, can we get some taller sevens, taller loves to everybody in this podcast? 3 times they've come. Today was like a fucking thrown together one, so they're amazing for joining me last minute. Taller sevens to Cleo, Wizrobe, Shinobazu, Ms. Izzy, Black Dahlia 42, and Merowin. Great fucking streamers. Check them all out. I'm going to shout them out. I'll let everybody. We'll start with Cleo. Look at my stream for the order. We'll start with Cleo and go clockwise. Say one final thing, plug your channel, plug your YouTube, say what you're about, and yeah, I'll shout everybody out. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, chat, for being amazing as usual. Oh, and we're gonna try to get Miss Rogue Flames on the next podcast, and that's when we're gonna discuss WoW Classic, because I know Shino, Chief, Cleo, Merowin, a lot of you guys are MMO fanatics, and Miss Rogue Flames is like one of the top Final Fantasy 14 streamers. So I wanted to save the WoW Classic talk for when she can get on. So I figured you guys would like that. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna let everyone say one final thing. I'm gonna shout out their channels in the chat room, and thank you guys for showing up to the 3rd Toast and Coffee. Go ahead, Cleo Gray or Cleo Burrito.
Thank you guys. I'm Ron Burgundy. That's all I've got. That's all I've got. That's all I've got right now. I've had like 2 drinks and I don't drink.
So it's gonna be drunk Twitch sings. Got it.
Yeah.
Which is the
Oh, hell
best
yeah.
Twitch sings.
Exactly. I am so there.
All right, Cleo, go start your stream up. Wizrobe,
Okay.
final words. Thank you for joining us, Cleo.
Yeah, what up?
Bye, guys.
What up, guys? I'm Wizrobe Joe. I've been drinking White Claw tonight for some reason.
I saw
And
apparently there's a shortage of
Claw's
that on
Law.
Twitter.
there's a what?
Okay, can we clear the air? Be honest, memes aside, is White Claw essentially like the next bro drink? Like, is that the next
Yes.
Chad bro
No,
chill
it's-
drink? Okay.
it is the bro drink.
Chapro? Is it Chapro or is it the
Nerd
girl
bro.
or whatever? Nerd bro.
No, it is
Or-
100% Chad bro. It is bro drink.
Oh, okay.
Wizrobe's a Chad bro!
I just saw someone like post on like earlier. He's like, "There's a shortage of White Claw," and he's like, "I'm not taking 100% credit for this, but I feel like the Destiny community was behind this." And I'm just like, "What is White Claw? I've never heard of this before."
Listen,
I'm
it's
just-
all it is it's hard seltzer. It's just fucking
Wait.
carbonated water with fucking lime in it, and it's got alcohol. Like, what's not to like? It's
This is how I know it's Chad bro. I went to a tailgate for college football last weekend, and there was White Claw
Oh.
everywhere.
So what that
Oof.
means is that Wizrobe has to change his name again to Wizrobe the Chad Bro.
wait, can I be Wizbro? No, wait, that doesn't.
Wizbro Joe! Wizbro Joe!
Yes.
Whoa, wait a minute. I didn't realize we were in the company of such bros. Bro, you should fucking like, bro, let's bust out the GameCube and play some Smash Melee, bro.
Nah,
Final
man,
Destination.
No
Nah, man,
items,
FIFA.
foxes only.
Claw's Law.
All right, Shino, plug or Chief Hong or goddamn it, Wisdom Joe. Anything else to shout out? Got a YouTube? got a Discord, or what do you want to shout out?
Yeah, I got a Discord and a Twitch channel, and I'm playing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I'm gonna be playing Zelda games like Minish Cap and the new Link's Awakening. So yeah.
Go follow him, goddamn it, chat. You heard the man. Yo, Shino, final words. Plug your shit and let's do this.
Tonight was fun. Tomorrow will be more fun, and the next podcast will be even more fun. So make sure you hit the next podcast. I haven't been live in a long time, but I will be live again soon, so I'll be on the lookout for that. But if you like Dead by Daylight content, please check out my new Dead by Daylight YouTube. I do daily videos. I got a huge video going up right now. That's the Demigorgon.
Hi, I'm
Warrior, first
Satan.
video to
Please,
get
bro,
400
please, bro.
views. Actually, gonna be the first day of 500.
Please, bro,
Yeah,
please.
check it out. Give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think.
Satan.
Thank you guys for having me on the podcast.
Seriously, guys, if you want to talk about anime, DBD, starting up your stream, how to continue it on, he has a lot of great advice. Me and Shino go back and forth all the time. He's a good dude. Give him a follow, show him some love. Shino, thank you again for holding it down. Very informative, very in the know of a lot of things I bring up, so always a pleasure to have you. We'll have you on the next one. Ms. Izzy, shot your shit out and let's do this.
Well, hi, I'm Ms. Izzy. I am a streamer. I only stream on Twitch, so you can follow me there. And I'm probably going to be playing a lot of Man of Medan, actually, in the next near future. I have like 5 more playthroughs planned for it. If you like that, you can come by and check it out.
Check her out, chat. She's very funny, very personable, and very patient. She handles me all the time. Yo, Dahlia, shot yourself out even though you have internet problems. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm not actively streaming right now, but you could still follow me. I'm going to be uploading horror movie reviews, trying to bring back something I used to do. It's going to be real horror with Dahlia, and me and my kitty Raimi will do some reviews. You can also follow me on Twitter at BlackDahlia42, and I'll be showcasing crochet projects that I'm doing. My next big project is I'm making Raimi a Slytherin themed kitty couch. So
Aw.
yeah.
She's awesome. She's an amazing streamer. Her movie reviews are very recommended. She's the reason why I want to watch half the movies I do, and she's introduced me to over 70% of my movie library. Go check her out. She's a great streamer, and when she can finally get the internet sorted out, she'll be back live every day. She's a very consistent streamer when Comcast isn't Comcast. And finally, but not least, we have the one and only beautiful Marilyn. Marilyn, shout yourself out. What do you play? What are you doing? And let's wrap this up.
So I have been immersed in WoW Classic lately. So I typically stream on weekends on Twitch, so there will probably be a lot of that this weekend. Also, I am still immersed in the Dead by Daylight life, so I'm definitely still doing that a lot.
Well, thank you guys. Check them all out. I'll shout them out one final time. That's the third Toast and Coffee. Apparently, Dahlia is now Cleo Burrito. But yeah, we're gonna go host Cleo. She's an amazing streamer. She's gonna be doing some Twitch sings, so let's show her some love. Let me make sure she's live, and then we'll give her the host to Reno. The awkward moment where we gotta wait to see if she's live. All right, she's live. All right, chat.
What was the part where they do creator code Tolertos, creator code Shinobazu, creator code
Hashtag Team Liquid.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Again, up there earlier, I spammed every streamer that's in here. Give them all a follow. They're great people. Even if they're not streaming right now, they will be later, okay? So give them a follow. We're going to go host Cleo Burrito chat. She's going to do some Twitch sings. She's a great streamer, great personality. So let's go over some love. Thank you one final time for all my guests today. Thank you for taking time out of a busy Friday to join me in my foreheadness. And thank you, chat, for joining us. I'm going to stop stalling, and let's go host her. I'll see you guys over there.
Thanks, bye.
Damn it, you didn't give us a raid call.
A raid?
I don't spam that much anymore. I just host and then let you guys do it.
I heard raid call. What's going on?
He didn't give us.
Yeah, Horde.
raid
You know, we're all playing WoW. Yeah, Horde. Yeah, Horde.
I'm just like raid call. I'm like, well, I thought we were using Discord. Like, what's going on here? Like, hold on, what? Like,
Let me make sure it's actually hosting, because I don't know if it is. We might still be live. Okay, we're good.
No,
She's hosted.
all right, how you guys doing?